Rolling.
There we go.
Yay!
Live.
Yay! Well, this is really exciting, and I am so thrilled that we're going to see people starting to pop up, and I'm so excited that you're joining, but I'm really even more excited to be able to share a very dear friend of mine. She has moved all the way from California, and she's gotten just a smidgen closer. So
a whole lot closer, like a whole lot closer, like across the country closer.
Yes. So Emily is an amazing lawyer. You need to check out her YouTube channel, especially just any legal questions. And, legal questions come up all the time, no matter what we're encountering, whether it's our business or whether you're going through, even if you have a question about your relationship, about your boss, something that's going on. So nice to have a friend that you can contact. And this is Emily. So it's Emily D. Baker, the Badass Lawyer.
The Badass Lawyer. You can find me at the Emily D. Baker all over the internet. So the Emily D. Baker on YouTube, the Emily D. Baker on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And as we get to chat a little bit, you'll be like, oh, that's right. It's there's only the one. So I see your comments coming in. I'm showing Trish how to use some new tools tonight. And you can see here on the bottom who's coming in. Amy, we're here.
Hello, Anna. Yay.
Hi, beautiful.
There's one that's different from, Facebook.
These are different. Facebook comments right here. Yay. Heather's on Facebook. Good to see you.
Hi, beautiful.
Connie's on Facebook.
Hi, gorgeous.
Mary Beth is on YouTube. Hello.
Yay. Thank you, Mary Beth. Thank you, Amy.
Is on YouTube. Yay. Amy, I love that she's live on YouTube too. I've been pushing. I'm like, Trish, we're going to do it.
Yes.
Just for my own selfish reasons.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, I've got to show you. So I drove down here. I'm visiting Joey, which you saw in my Instagram story.
Yep.
And so I was too close, and Emily's like, don't worry about it. I got you. And she does. In fact, she knew it was Wind Down Wednesday. So she picked out the perfect bottle for tonight. Yes.
We are having a Ghost Pines blend this evening, which is so perfect because we are blending up here on YouTube and Facebook tonight, and we've got our blend going, and we've got
it's
Dancing Genealogy Addict.
Yay!
Hello, Dancing Genealogy Addict. So I'm dyslexic. It's really hard for me to read strings of letters together.
Yes.
You saw me struggle right there. And
I still do my glasses, and Emily has put it up as very large for me, but still, I should put those on.
No, I've got you. I've got your people. Everybody's here.
Thank you. And I want to know, what are you guys drinking? And did you have any questions? Because we're going to discuss tonight Mercury Retrograde and how to benefit from it versus feeling like, oh, crap. And we're going to talk about the veil being thin and that it's going to continue getting thin and thinner. So as it continues, it is very fun. And I'm going to share something while you're starting to put some comments in about what you're drinking. I'm driving over to Emily's, and I'm barreling down the highway. I'm just a smidgen over the speed limit, but all of a sudden the truck in front of me just slams on his brakes, and we're in the fast lane and totally stops. No. And my car said, and she went over to the side, and she's like, I swear someone else took the wheel. So it was a very scary moment, and I was very thankful.
Yeah.
And then the very next exit, I could cry telling you this. The very next exit was Almaville, and my Aunt Alma, I know, was there.
Almaville makes me happy because Alma's my grandmother.
See, Alma was for
every time I see Almaville, it makes me super happy, and that's right by where I live. So
it is.
Yes,
it is. That's how close I was to you.
Gosh, right here. And I told you when we were texting, I'm like, do not speed. We have time. Yes. And your people are here. My mom said hi.
Yay!
Barbara.
Yay!
Hi, Barbara.
Yay!
And then Anna, wish I had some wine. I love Riesling Relax.
Oh, we were just talking about that. Yeah. Oh, that was what my stepmom was just sharing about that. Yeah. Yes. Very good. Thank you. But we're going to have to get you some extra. So I thought it was just a thank you, Aunt Alma, for keeping me safe. And thank you, Grandma Alma, for keeping me safe. But when we have an encounter like that, how many of you, if you would please comment, that you take a moment and you do recognize, wait a minute, that was a sign for me. You don't just blow by it thinking, oh, well, that's so interesting. or you're wondering, are you really eating up those moments? And you're going to find when you start accepting those moments, you're going to find another one and another one and another one. And when that happens, oh my gosh, it gets so exciting. You just feel that connection. As the veil is thin, this is a time when we're really connecting with our ancestors. So whether it's Grandma Alma, maybe it's someone that was in your, she said Grandma Alma, and then all of a sudden you thought of, oh my gosh, that reminds me of my grandma and Grandma Barbie. And then all of a sudden you start down this path. Ask them for a sign. They just popped in your head for a reason. So ask them for a sign. Now, even though we're going to start on Mercury, I want you to start already thinking about who would you like to connect with as the veil is thin. And this is a time where we're live and Emily's doing a fabulous job helping me read.
Yep.
So you will get your questions answered. So please take advantage of this time. Obviously, angels are already flowing
Anna
through.
shared that her car accident was 5 years ago today.
Oh my gosh.
It gave me chills. I know.
Oh my gosh. Thank God you're okay. And you know, so Anna's a car accident survivor. I know Amy's a car accident survivor. How about the rest of you? Have you ever gone through something? Let us know. So,
and Catherine was saying, I say I'm grateful. Like when something like that happens, I say I'm grateful.
That's so helpful. And yes.
Amy said, no drinks tonight, just melatonin. I'll be doing that too later, Amy.
Yes.
For sure.
I have the gummies. Yeah. I love them.
We have a spray and I have a sleep mode. We have a whole, we have other kinds of gummies up in the pantry.
I do take gummies. I have those too.
CBD is legal.
It is.
Here in Tennessee, which is nice. But I'm coming from California, so it's a whole other thing.
True.
You have lots and lots of people saying hi. Stephanie Taylor came in.
Hi, Stephanie.
And,
hi. Hi. Thank you for joining.
We've got Suzanne Rochelle came in, and if I pronounce things wrong, I apologize.
Yay.
No disrespect.
Yes. Love Texas. I love that she's recognizing it a lot more.
Yeah.
Now I could see it because Emily paused over that, and it was blue and it was a little highlighted for me. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes. And Suzanne says, I think my great something.
I think my great grandmother is a guide or a guardian angel.
Oh, yes. So oftentimes we do have spirit guides of our loved ones who have passed. And we do have other spirit guides that we can work with that you might not even have ever known in your life. You might have had a past life with them, but they specialize in that area of what you want to be doing. You want to be handling the shift. And so they're that person. There it is. They're that person that's going to help get you there. Now, here's the thing about Mercury retrograde. And I know a lot of people, I know it's frustrating for me because I have some things going on with my computer, with my phone, just all that kind of weird stuff.
Can I tell you the craziest Mercury retrograde tech? God. Sorry, as I totally interrupt this. No, because you guys are just up in my office here having a conversation with me and Trish. So I'm a part of a manifesting vision boarding workshop with all women, very, very diverse group of powerful women. And everything we have tried to do on the computer has gone wrong. Facebook blocked the links, emails wouldn't go out, like Zoom calls crashed and glitched. Like every time we all get together, everything's like, and we're like, oh, we've got a whole lot of power up in here that's glitching this out. It's been very interesting to see. And I keep reminding everyone, I'm like, it's Mercury retrograde. We need to just push through. This is a lesson and a story and a reminder of our own power because we're not going to give up. But it's been very interesting, the tech issues.
It can get really frustrating when you're going through a tech issue, especially because it's very foreign and you're thinking it shouldn't be doing that. So if you have a crystal, Fancy Jasper is one of my favorite. And that definitely helps you chill out and just not be upset. The other wine.
Which is so hard with tech to not be upset. Tech doesn't get better if you yell at it. Like it does. No. Unplugging it sometimes, but yelling at it never makes it better. You've got some more comments. Mary Beth said, my brother and I and my sister-in-law almost got into a car accident. Thank God there was a truck driver turning. This is, see, we're just, you're talking about it tonight because we're sharing about it tonight.
So one thing I did not do, and maybe this is going to be a reminder for all of us. When I get in the car, I usually put this protective bubble around. So even when I was coming down yesterday, I really did. I got in the car and I just paused a moment in the driveway before I backed out. And I'm visualizing God's white light. I'm visualizing my happiness, getting there okay. And just, I literally do this road trip, even though I don't know where I'm going. I visualize the old triptychs. Do you remember those?
I do remember those.
If you guys don't know what they are, Google it because they're fabulous. But it would be like a paper like this, and it would scroll and scroll as you would make these different, you would get to certain places, right?
Yep.
And that's what I do. Even though I don't know where I'm going, I imagine this triptych. I do. And it's like, that. I've gotten safe each time and I'm celebrating, and angels were like, we got you. They're so safe. So it's wonderful. So wherever you're going, whether it's on a bicycle, on a motorcycle, in a car, in a van, on an airplane, do that visualization and invite your angels in. That's the most important part. When we talk about including our angels, would you please join me for this trip? Would you please make sure I make it okay? Boy, I would not have had that encounter. So
I
all
do it
need
when
this.
I grab my purse.
Oh, that's smart.
Because my purse always goes in the car with me, and that's kind of my trigger to remember. I always give thanks and ask for protection when I grab my purse to head out the door.
I like that idea. What about
I tag it to the thing because that triggers my memory.
You know what? You could do it when you pick up your keys.
My keys are always in my purse. And since my car is keyless, essentially, my keys never come out of my purse. So grabbing my purse by the handle is kind of
that's your thing. What about you? What do you do? Do you have like a little tip or a trick that reminds you to put that protection on before you go?
Mary Beth says that's what her mom does too.
I
do this with my kids too. I visualize them on the bus.
Yeah.
My older son takes the bus, which for this like formerly LA very controlled mother is terrifying to me that he rides like a bus, like an actual school bus. Like they do that.
Yeah.
Other places like California. Like there's some money in our district in LA for like buses and shit, but they have buses here. It's crazy. They get the kids home and
they do. And someone else is driving them.
Yeah. Travis is like, no, there's this one kid who lives like way out on a farm on our bus. Like kids are kind of scattered. I love living more in the country, but I visualize him on the bus on the way home. I do it with my kids in the car. When my kids start driving, I'll do it then.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh gosh, it's so scary. We've got some other great comments. Anna said, I was 46 when I had that accident. My boyfriend died before his birthday and Christmas. My son and Jeff were snowmobiling, and Jeff's sled went through the ice, and my son couldn't save him. He was 46. It's been 10 months now. Oh, Anna. I am 46 has been rough.
I am
been a
so
rough number in your
sorry.
life. I am so sorry to hear that. That's a lot to process through.
Well, and when you're going through that, not that it lessens the pain or the hurt, but this is a time to reconnect, and you can reconnect with him in your dreams. And my feeling is Jeff feels worse about putting your son through that. That's how it feels to me, that Jeff is trying to connect with you to say, I'm sorry. And that wasn't the intention. This occurred, but thank God, Jeff. I actually get a feeling that it was a choice, and it was either Jeff or your son, and Jeff took it. So I feel what a blessing, and we thank Jeff for that. I know it doesn't lessen the heartache. It doesn't lessen any of that, but it is something to know that you're loved and he's here with you, and you are absolutely able to connect with him tonight too, even when you go to sleep. But this is where you've got to know that you've connected with him. It's someone else could try to say, no, that's impossible, or you shouldn't do that, or that wouldn't be right. When in reality, it's wonderful to connect with someone who's passed and share that moment with them and thank them and get clarity. And really, I feel Jeff is still watching over you. And I feel like he's been giving you signs, actually. I feel like, especially the past 2 weeks, I feel like Jeff has definitely made his presence known. And I feel like you've been hearing a song of his. It feels like a song. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but if you could just let me know, just put it in the comments. Let us know if you're sensing that too. And if you aren't sensing it, then ask for a clarifying sign. Get demanding. I want to see this. And it can even be, I want a white rose. Yep. He can bring it. You could even say a red rose. You could say, I want a really, I don't know my flowers, but What's a unique flower? What's a unique?
I don't know. I don't know flowers.
We don't know
Iris?
flowers.
Iris? I don't know.
Iris.
Something unique to
I don't-
your area.
I don't know what an iris. It doesn't have to be unique to your. It doesn't have to be unique to your area, and I don't know what an iris looks like either. So you could ask for one, but you got to know what it's going to look like so
Anna
that you
said
can at
nights
least.
in white satin.
Okay.
The
Okay.
song.
Yes. Yes.
That's very cool.
Yes.
I think one of the things that I learned from you that has been really powerful in my life was asking and
Yes,
reminding that you're open. And Trish knows that my cat was literally the other part of my soul, which we're all in good company here. We're friends. Trish and I communicated a lot when she passed, and I let her know, like, you're always welcome. And I will hear her running around the house. We don't have any other pets. I will feel her jump up onto the bed, and lay down where she used to lay down on our bed, even though we've moved. But I've always said, you're always welcome. I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy to have your energy here. And it's also something you helped me teach my youngest, who has much stronger connections with a much thinner veil, and reminding him that it's okay to say yes and no, and to say, I would love to have this conversation, or no, not right now. And that gave him a lot of control over the things he was experiencing.
That's nice. Yeah. Because it can be really overwhelming when you don't realize that you can walk away. You can say no, thank you.
Yeah.
And you feel obligated, and especially because so many of you are empaths and you feel like, well, this is my gift. This is my duty. No, it's not. It is a gift, and you have a choice, even if you want to share it, but nowhere are you supposed to deplete you in order to make someone else happy. It really is not supposed to be that way. In fact, you're supposed to be so overflowing that it just naturally flows onto each other.
That could be a very hard lesson for empaths.
Yeah.
I had a very hard time with that in my previous job. I was a district attorney. I worked with victims of crime, and I didn't realize I could ask for protection around the empath drain in that job. And I carried a lot with me for a very long time. It resulted in a lot of physical issues that doctors couldn't figure out. And I'm like, oh, right, because it's energetic. Cool.
Yes.
Thanks. They were like, well, we'll just take out your gallbladder and see. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that we don't just take out organs to just let's see. Like, we're gonna discover another path here. And that started a journey with much more functional medicine, healing energy, Chinese herbs, the whole 9 yards. It started a whole different journey of, I'm deeply empathetic and I've been taking on all of everyone else's stuff. I need to give it back.
So when you guys have come for a reading, when we do a reading in person, that I will say, and at the end, I'm going to give you a hug and I'm going to give you all your energy back. And then I'm not going to remember it because it's between you and God, yada, yada. But the most important part is the hug. So even if we're not in person, I'm still energetically giving you that hug, even if it's online, because I value that boundary. And that's a wonderful boundary that we could even talk about with Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde will show you, girl, you don't have boundaries here. No, you are letting everybody in. You are letting everyone trample over.
So sassy, so sassy.
So sassy. But the nice thing is we also are in Chiron retrograde. And so as you recognize this hurts, this feels icky, this is really, really icky. I didn't even realize I was still upset about this.
What's Chiron retrograde?
So Chiron is a major star that is actually also one of the Greek astrologers recognized it, and they knew the power, and it was named after a magnificent little guy that was everyone was disappointed in him because he was part of Centaur and part like the guy. And so he was treated, and he was actually abandoned by his mom. And then he was teased all along, and he was raised by Apollo, or it's not Apollo. I don't remember his name, but anyway, he was all poetry and holistic healing. So Chiron would teach others how to heal. And Chiron was actually a really good empath. And so he would take on everybody else's stuff. Like, other people, I know, And many of you.
I am working on it. So Ellie said, I believe and love angels, and I love my wonderful angel, Nicholas. He
Yay.
saved my life. I love my Nicholas so much, and I send lots of love and hugs to you, sending angels to you. God bless you.
Oh,
That's very sweet. And if I said Ellie, if it's Eli, I apologize, but I feel like it's Ellie, and I'm gonna.
Well, and God bless him too. Yes.
Stephanie said, I make a bubble around my car too.
Nice.
I imagine it being a giant marshmallow. I love that. That's a great visual.
It is.
It is.
I love
it's
that.
really fantastic.
That's wonderful.
Catherine's feeling Nights in White Satin too. What a great tribute to Anna. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, Rachel.
I'd like to know if Mama is my guardian angel or guide.
So your guardian angel is with you, like from your soul, as soon as you, not even from birth, but as soon as you chose that soul. So it would not be Mama, but she would be a guide. So anybody that has been in your life, that's you feel their presence, or they left that mark, and then you feel like suddenly I smell them and they're bringing a message in. Yeah, they are absolutely a spirit guide. And this is a perfect time to connect with them, because you can connect with them on both levels. On Mercury Retrograde, saying, I'm going to do this healing with Chiron. And we have a video else. I don't know how to link it. I should have done that sooner. Okay, I'm learning.
It's okay.
I'm learning. It's okay.
Is it on your YouTube channel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's in a blog post too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your blog post is on your website?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So go to
so you could do that. And then the other thing is, when you're talking, even with a spirit guide, I always ask for clarification, because when you're opening up your energy and opening up your aura, you want to make sure you're not getting a poser, because you're becoming a really bright light and you're saying, okay, Mama, I want you coming in. I want to feel you. But that light is so bright, you can get someone that's not Mama.
And you can ask for that not to happen.
Yes.
Yes.
They will still try to sneak in, but that's why I have like an angel. I have a really rockin' angel that kind of stands guard and will not let those people pass. Sometimes I notice it's just a wonky energy, and it's almost like a fuzzy connection. And then I'll just say, it's not a clear connection. Can you come back again?
Yep.
And it could just be solar flares.
You're like, thank you next. I love that you thank you next it. It's like, that energy's funky. I don't need that in my space. Thank you next. I should have learned that when I was like, dating.
Yes.
In my teens.
Yes.
That's a funky energy. Thanks, next. Took me a while to learn that lesson.
You can use that on ghosts and on real people.
It's a great lesson. It's a great lesson.
Yeah.
We have Mary Beth saying 13 or 14 years that my grandma passed away, and every time I am somewhere, I smell her perfume.
So nice. That is such, that's Claire Aliens, by the way. It is using your sense of smell. That is truly a psychic way of you're using your sixth sense. So good for you. Congratulations. The interesting thing is, even if you should ever lose your sense of taste, you still will get that sensation. How cool is that?
That's very cool.
Our sense of smell is so much more spectacular than we give it credit. And so for you to recognize that, how wonderful. And then do you say thank you to her? Do you notice what you're thinking about? Is it maybe you were just feeling lonely, or is she just coming through because she wants to say hi? Does it give you a little bit of a boost? Can you just elaborate just a little bit? Because those are those important things that when you get a message, sometimes it is just a, hey, thank you. And before I opened the door, when I was getting in my car, there was a penny on the ground. And yesterday it was the flower, the little bouquet that was on the ground. I know. So cool.
That's so cool. The first time this happened to me, it freaked me out, but it was one of my friend group growing up. There's about 5 of us, and we all got kind of picked on by everybody. So we were a very tight friend group and would spend all of our time, the way kids did in the 90s, would spend all of our time at each other's houses. So like I didn't have one set of parents. I had like 5 sets of parents, and very involved parents. And one of my friend's dads passed away when we were in our 20s, and he habitually and regularly smoked a cigar. And I have never smelt his brand of cigars anywhere ever. Hi, G, we're recording live. No, please. We're recording live. We'll come hang with you. He loves your energy, Trish. He wants to spend time with you so much. My 8-year-old can't get enough, Trish. He's like, where is she? But I've never smelled his brand of cigars anywhere, ever. and I was out by myself in nature, no one around, and I was like, and so it came up on a group text with my high school friends. Every single one of my friends has had that experience where they've smelled Mike's cigars, and every single one was like, I was so touched.
Yes.
And it was like a reminder, like, thank you for continuing to have my daughter's back, because she lost both of her parents young, and then married a narcissist. Yes. Some of us have had experiences with that. And so we've always had her back, and we became like the core group. So every time I smell that, I'm like, you're welcome. I've got you. I've got your boo. I've got your girl. Like, she's part of my heart. Yes. So, but the very first time I was like, what is happening with this?
Is someone nearby?
Yeah.
Someone just walked through?
It really did. It freaked me out. And now it's so wonderful.
It is.
It is. It's such a wonderful reminder. And then I picked a signature perfume so that I can haunt my kids with it.
Perfect. As you should. As you should.
It's not terrible. I was like, I think it's brilliant. My kids are going to know it's me.
Yeah. And you want this. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We got to get back to questions. Okay. Trisha taught me so much. She is a bright light in this dark world.
Thank you.
So very true.
Thank you, Amy.
Oh my God. Hi, Trish. I think people are loving you guys. Let Trish know if you're loving her being on YouTube too. Like, let her know how much you're loving it. Was making some strawberries. Sounds delicious. Good to see you, Donna.
Hi, Rachel. It's your. I wish she was sharing the strawberries. I wish there was a way.
Sounds good.
It does.
One day.
Yes.
One day.
Yes.
I don't even have strawberries in my house. Clark asked, what experiences have you had with your guardian angels? I'm trying to connect and have got signs, but I'm not sure what to expect. That's a fantastic question.
That is a really great question. So if you're on my newsletter, you might have read, and it was a couple months ago, I shared that story that I was getting.
Can they sign up for your newsletter at trishmckinley.com?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So I was getting a new washer in the house, and all the kids were gone, and I don't know what I'm doing, but this van pulls up, and they're going to install it. And it was just kind of a weird energy, but I don't know really what I'm doing. And then there's this other guy that suddenly comes in, and he kind of would remind you of Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean with the really big muscles and the bald head. And he was very nice. He didn't say a thing, but he was very, very nice. And you could just feel like this beautiful energy off of him. And I thought, oh, he must be their supervisor. This is showing you how much I really didn't know. So I thought, well, maybe they're new at installing. And so this guy came to watch them install and whatever. Anyway, they're leaving and they've got their stuff, and they're both, like kind of uncomfortably getting in the van. I thought, well, this is weird. Why is the bald-headed dude not going with them? And then they said, the one guy, they're backing out, and the guy stops and he said, I just have to ask you, what does your husband do? Because he's huge. And I'm not married. I don't have a husband at that time. I was a single mom. And I, in all my brilliance, said, what? And then they were just, I'm sure, thinking she's just so dumb blonde, but they left. I went in, no more Mr. Clean. There was nothing. I know without a doubt that was my guardian angel. I know he took on human form to protect me. Wow. And that was an actual real sighting. And when you want to connect with your angel, if you just talk to him just like you're talking to me, just talk like you're talking with a friend, I will tell you it's across the board. You will find people have angel stories because they're open to their angels. So good for you. You have the desire to connect with your angel. That is truly the first step. Ask your guardian angel, will you come to me tonight in my sleep? And the reason why we do it in our night time is because you're not thinking, you're not overthinking stuff. You're not blocking stuff out deliberately. You're very open to receiving. And I bet they're already giving you some signs, like the pennies, like the feathers, like having a fun song come on just to keep you motivated and energized and happy and feeling loved. And so when you're working with your guardian angel, and we do have a video on that on YouTube.
Awesome.
Ways to connect with your guardian angel.
Great video on the YouTube channel then.
Yes.
Ways to connect with your guardian angel, Megan, over on Trisha's YouTube channel.
But when you connect, you're going to feel never alone. You will know that you know. So it makes life so much easier. So if you, and it makes so much easier because you got this friend that's going through it, going ahead of you, protecting you, and actually helping you out when you say, I really need help. I need to make this decision. I don't know. Should I take this job or should I stay? I don't know. Is he the one or should I really let this one go? This is a perfect time to connect with your guardian angel because you're working with your ancestors. You're working with that really root foundation, your root chakra, and you're going to feel grounded and open. Yeah. It's amazing. It's incredible. So,
and you were talking about the veil being thin right now. How does that play in with being able to better receive right now?
So, when you go to a theater, such a great question. Thank you. So, when you have those really like velvet curtains and you can't see past. And
then, some people might not have been to a theater in so long, they just don't remember. I mean, I feel like, what are movies true. Anyway?
That's true. That's true. I was looking to see.
But yes, I know what you mean.
But if you had a piece of cloth right here, and then, when you get married, they would have like the veil, but it wasn't it used to be really thick, but then it got,
because they never saw the person before they got married. It was like, surprise, behind door number 2.
JK.
It's your bride.
Yeah.
We've received 4 goats. Thank you so much.
I know. Do you think anyone ever said,
Oh, I'm sure.
I would think so.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they're like, we did 4 goats for
this.
I'm sure.
For this.
Otherwise, why would you have the cloth?
What if she was feeling that way? I can't believe you sacrificed 4 goats for this.
For this.
Yeah. I bet she was feeling like that.
I'm stuck with this asshole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
my kids better be amazing.
Yes. That's right. That's right. She might have said, hey, you wear the veil.
Yeah, but women also had horses and other animals around at that time. So they had other energy to connect with.
Absolutely.
Communities of other women to connect with.
Yes. And
so if the husband's kind of a dud, it's like, we'll have some kids. I've got other things to fulfill me.
Many, many other things.
Yeah. Women can do that. Men are very needy. They don't do that as well. Sorry, men. Yeah. They just don't do that as well. Okay.
So the curtain is like a really thick curtain. And when you go to like a sheer curtain, and if you ever go into Lowe's, let me tell you, you're going to see the different like light blocking curtain compared to just a sheer that lets all the sunshine in. That's that thin. So, if it's a really thin, you see that person walking behind the curtain. That's that level of it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And then after Halloween and November 1st, it's going to start getting thicker and thicker.
Wait a second. Does the veil always get thin around Halloween? Yeah. Is that why it's All Hallows Day?
Yeah.
Why did I not know that? I don't think I've ever paid attention. That makes all of the sense. You
probably knew it. You just...
That makes all of the sense in the world.
Because we're busy trick-or-treating.
Right. It's the national holiday of Reese's.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Preach it. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Catherine, going back, sometimes it's an ancestor being wonky. I think that's perfect when we get to that staticky energy. Mm-hmm. Rachel was saying, I miss my papa. He was also an empath. He had a lot of health problems because he had a new wife. I can't wait to see him again. But I don't think you have to wait, is what you're saying.
You don't have to wait. No. And I do understand what you're saying, because that's when you're running into their arms and it is going to feel fabulous. I miss my mom terribly. She's been gone 21 and a half years. And this is the time where I really do get to feel her around often. And she knows, even before it's registering on me how much I miss her, she knows. And all of a sudden she does bring something to me. She'll give that sign, that song, that cigarette smoke, that something, that a conversation will suddenly come up and I'll know that's from my mom. That's happening because of this. And I will laugh with her and share that, like this a conversation that we're having. I will then turn around and talk to my mom about it. And I feel like she's there. And even driving here, I was thinking of mom. And that's where your ancestors, your loved ones really will pop in your head, because they're saying, I miss you too. So I would love, Rachel, if you would start connecting with him right now. Don't even wait. And you do it just by talking. Remembering those great memories. Oh my gosh, I bet you have so many wonderful memories that just make your heart smile. those are the things I want you to start thinking about, especially before you go to sleep, because that's like an invitation. It's like when you would think about them and then all of a sudden they would call. It's the same.
We've said this a couple times now, and I think Mary Beth mentioned, oh no, it was Catherine that mentioned, I don't recall my dreams, and I will go up. I'm moderating this stuff. I will. Even when I ask, I don't remember. Do you ever journal in the morning when you wake up?
I do.
Do you ever voice memo when you wake up?
No.
So I don't like to journal. I do journal, but I don't love to journal. I voice memo my dreams when I wake up so that I can journal them later, because waking up and like writing stuff down doesn't work for my brain. But that's one of the best ways that I remember.
So for me,
I don't always remember either, Catherine.
So Catherine, do you ask your angels like ahead of time? Do you set the stage? I'm going to dream tonight, and angels, you're going to make it abundantly clear, and you're going to help me remember them in the morning. It is my intention and my desire to remember my dreams. And I don't want to say I get pissy with it, but I probably do.
You're
get
sassy
really,
with your, but you know what?
am.
You have had a very long relationship with
That's
your people.
true. That's true.
I would imagine your lovely crew here is more like myself, where this is something that I suppressed younger. And I mean, you know, when you have an imaginary friend as a kid and everybody's like, stop it, that's ridiculous. Like you aren't connected in the way you think you're connected. And so I think a lot of us stuff this down until we're like, no, there's something missing and I don't want to stuff it down anymore. And it takes practice to pull it back. You didn't get out of practice. You stayed in practice, but you can get back into practice.
Yes.
And that's what you've helped me do so much, is you're like, no, you can get back into practice with unlocking that. Cause I think we get told by people like, that's not your experience. That didn't happen. That's not what you think it is. That's all in your head. It can be something that feels very self-conscious, that we've kind of forgotten a bit of our connectedness and our power. And maybe that's why we all feel a little disconnected.
Yes. And this is a perfect time to be reclaiming it. This is that truly reclaiming your power, because then you're going to be able to apply it in every area of your life, not just talking to your loved ones and not just remembering your dreams. And honestly, oftentimes it's the nightmares that you'll remember. I will have a sense, when mom has visited me in my dreams, sometimes I don't really remember what we did, or I don't remember the dreams per se. But what I do know, and Catherine, I bet you experienced this too, when you wake up, you have this burst of joy. It's just a happier energy. It's a unique energy for waking up, and you're thinking, why aren't I more tired? Or what am I? I'm
going to let you talk. I'll be back. You're going to moderate here. We were here. Rachel was saying I got goosebumps.
Oh, good. Yay.
Trish has helped me so much. It's crazy how much I love you, Trish. I feel the same way. Rachel feels the narcissist comment. But Rachel, I would just offer that you're not doing life alone, because you've got Trish to help you connect to all of your wisdom. And I think that's one of the things that we really lost in more modern life and more technical life, is we lost that connection to our ancestors that we need.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Because there was a time where we used to talk very openly, not only about getting your period and what to expect. It wasn't negative at all. It was like, this is really a great celebration, and here you go. I don't want you to have to go through this surprise. But it was also, did you know this herb helps with this? Or did you know if you have a tummy ache or you have PMS, here, let's do this. Or did you know dandelion weed coffee is healthier for you? And we shared those kind of recipes. And it used to be, back in the day, we gave, and this is not that long ago, but we used to do that cake batter. Do you remember the cake batter where you would start, maybe she didn't do it, but you would start this, it was called friendship bread. Would you put in the comments?
I've heard of friendship bread. I've never done.
I would have given to you.
This has become popular again in COVID, where you pass the bread starters along.
Yes. And we used to do that. I loved it. I made so much bread. I don't know about you. It's like you get one and then it just keeps on going and going and going. But it was wonderful, because then you got to see your friend and you got to say, here, and did you try this with raisins? Did you try it with whatever? Try this alternative recipe, and you had no problem sharing recipes.
And I think we used to validate each other's signs too, because
I think
that's a good point. For me, a lot of the times I think it has to be bigger than it has to be. And you're talking about, no, the avoided accident is a sign. The penny on the ground is a sign. The smell is a sign. It can be these little fleeting moments. If
Mhm.
you are aware of it, then you can be like, oh, that's what that was. But when we get
Yeah.
busy, we forget that the signs sometimes are very, very small.
Yep.
And that's where you get sassy. I get sassy too. And I'm like, I would like to be able to, like when I meditate, I'd like to be able to see my chakra colors that I need to work on. So
Love
I've
that.
asked for that. Like, I would like to be able to understand this better. And I think asking really helps, but we
Mhm.
feel, and I'm going to talk about you for a minute, because sometimes Trisha's power can feel like, oh my God, I can't get there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. It's a beautiful thing. You're so powerful and so comfortable.
I'm old.
You're not
Yeah.
old. You're wise, but so powerful and so comfortable. And I think for a lot of people that are reconnecting, it can feel like, well, I don't know if I'll ever be here, but where can I take steps? And I think that's what you do so beautifully is say,
Thank you.
asking is a step. The scent is a step. The little moments are a step. And that's so cool.
And the other thing is, this doesn't have to be your jam. This does not, you can do the journey any way you want. And I love that because you're going to find some shortcuts that work for you in such a sweet way. And you're able to share that with your family and friends and with me. And then all of a sudden you're going down this new path and you found a detour. Or you find that, you know, I like being able to talk, but I don't want to talk on that kind of level. I love my angels, but I don't want to hear my guardian angel all the time. I want them doing their job.
Well, you and I met at a time when I was really starting to reconnect with this for my own life. And as I started to become more comfortable and reconnect, my friends' energy felt that I was more comfortable. And then these amazing people came into my life, like Trish. I have other friends in my life that are mediums and Reiki masters. And it was just like the universe was like, well, it's about time. We've been waiting. Here are these people that you need to connect with. And it's such a
beautiful.
gift. Yeah, it really is. So the more that you're open, the more that the universe enforces that you're open. And then it's just as open as you want to be.
I feel like we're all in this beautiful floral garden. And I do love the wild gardens because you see all the different colors and all the different plants. And it looks like just a big old chaotic mess, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they all do something different and they all have their different gifts. And that's what I feel like all the women on here and guys, but everyone that's paying attention to this, whether it's in the replay or live, you all bring your own specialness, your own unique light, your own unique flavor and scent and bloom. And to me, that's what makes the balance in the world, because whatever level you want to explore, you know that innately. You know, your soul already has it down. You don't even have to figure it out. You got it. But that makes this garden just gorgeous and spectacular. And I really believe is a treasure for other people coming in to your experience, whether it is a friend that suddenly comes to, but also that person at the grocery store that is feeling so lonely. You don't know what they're going through. Maybe their boyfriend dumped them during COVID. And now all of a sudden you're going through, you're smiling and they feel fantastic.
Yeah. It really is. I love how engaged your crew is.
Mary
Beth said, when my Aunt Pam is upset, her dad comes to my mom and she could smell a cigarette smoke.
Yeah, that is the best sign. One of the best signs. And I know you bitch at them while they're here and don't smoke. We don't want you to die. And yet, yeah, it does.
Those scents are so powerful. Scent memory is so powerful. Tara joined us. I love this comment from London. Thank you so much for helping me get close to a fairy. I love that.
Yay!
I love that. I love that gratitude
London.
for Trish. She has so much wonderful teaching.
So happy for you.
And I'm just going to plug you guys. Trish is growing her YouTube channel. So if you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure to do that after you get off this video. She has a wealth of material on her YouTube channel. So when you're asking to go deeper on this, there is a library of videos there. But as you subscribe, then YouTube's like, oh, and then they push your videos out more when people are searching for them. So YouTube's its own funny little algorithm.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. They're fighting with me right now over some of my videos, but
it's because she does a lot of legal stuff and some of it's controversial. So.
It's because I say a lot of the curse words.
Oh. She does that too.
I do that too. But the legal stuff right now, look, some of the legal stuff right now just is about stuff that is of a more sensitive nature.
That is very true. That's true.
It's just the news. I'm so excited to become more connected now. I love that.
Yay.
Rachel was saying he brings me butterflies, and I know, that's a perfect one of those wonderful little signs.
And you know, the nice thing about knowing butterflies, you know, it doesn't actually have to be a real butterfly. It could be a butterfly on her necklace. It could be a butterfly that you suddenly see going by on that tree or not on the tree, but on that van that's driving by. It literally is in magazines. And all of a sudden you just know that, you know, like even when you're on your phone and you're scrolling, you're going to see, oh my God, that was for me. It was a GIF. That was GIF.
Can I tell you the craziest story?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever shared this story with anybody.
Please.
So when I was finishing from law school, so growing up, I am ADD, I am dyslexic. I decided law school was a good idea and I ended up having some medical issues shortly before the bar exam. The California bar exam at the time was still 3 days long, and you take the bar in July and then you don't get results until the Friday before Thanksgiving in November. And it's torture. And I am not patient. It is not a skill that I am great with. And I was so stressed. And I was like, I just need a sign. I just need I just need a little bit of comfort. There was a license plate in a parking lot that said bar pass on the license, not on the license plate frame, on the license plate. I almost fell over. I was like, who has that on a license plate?
Right.
Bar pass. And I was like, and I passed the bar, but that was in August before I got those November results. And I immediately stopped stressing about it because I was like, well, shit, thanks. That's a perfect sign.
Right. I got it.
I was like, should I just start going into bars regularly? Do I need to how do we want to work this thing?
I love that.
On a license plate, bar pass. And this is pre iPhones and stuff. Otherwise that shit would have been on Instagram.
Oh, absolutely.
But Twitter didn't exist because I'm old.
I'm older. However,
anyway,
if you get a sign
moment.
like that, first of all, you asked for the sign.
Yeah.
And then you got the sign and then you acknowledged that was a sign. That's the thing that I feel as women so frequently we want to excuse it and we don't want to empower ourselves. We want
women overthink things.
We do. And we also feel undeserving. It's like, why would they love me so much? Oh, did I really, was that for me? I know I asked, but are you sure? And we do that. Mm-hmm. And this is our year. It's beyond our year. It's really that time that we own our awesomeness. We own those divine connections. And yes, not only can we ask for a sign about, did I pass the bar, but we can ask for a sign. Am I going to meet the love of my life? Is this the love of my life? Should I be with this person? Should I take this job? Will you give me a sign? Should I do this or this? And they will. They really, really do communicate. And the more you're open to it, the more you're going to have an instant after an instant after an instant. So what paused you after having such a huge sign like that? Why didn't you continue building on that?
Because listening to your intuition is really hard when your mind wants to do stuff and your gut's like, this is a terrible idea. You're like, nah, it's good. It's fine. It's what I want to do. It's going to be amazing. And your gut's like, no. And you're like, yeah, that's just in my head. It's crazy. I'm just making that up. You know what it was?
That's
my mother doesn't watch your YouTube channel. Sometimes she watches mine. My mom would call it magical thinking. She's like, you have to stop with the magical thinking. And I think that really stuck in my head. It wasn't magical thinking. It was manifesting.
Yes.
Because I make shit happen. And I started I started backpedaling away from that because my mom isn't so open. But the thing is, my mom also gets very specific future telling, like deja vu, but future deja vu, and tries to shut it down. I'm like, you have denied me my witchy history.
Yes.
But she gets very, very strong feelings like I'm not getting in the car to go to the store, and very strong premonitions about stuff.
Wow.
And she tries to shut it down because she came from a generation where where women stepping into their intuition is not acceptable, appreciated, I'm working on her. I'm working on
Yeah.
her. I'm working on it. But I think that's where I think out of love for me and a little bit of fear, she tried to shut that down. I'm okay standing up to ridicule. My mother does not love to put herself in the path of criticism. I don't care. I'm like, whatever. So I think that was a protection mechanism, but I did step away from it. But I regularly would manifest things that were wild. And now I've just stepped into it. I'm like, shit, we're just gonna make stuff happen.
I would love to hear from you. Can you share with me how easy is it for you to trust your intuition? Do you feel it and then take action, or is it difficult? I really would like to hear. And if you know, why do you block it?
I love what they are sharing. So I'm going to pop it as you see me looking over, because I also can't. Trisha's like a walking light that brightens my world. I totally agree. I totally agree, Becky. That's fantastic.
Thank you, Becky.
We're just going to tell Trish how great she is all night. It's going to be so much fun. We're just going to be like, Trish, you're great. Trish, you're great. Trish, you're great. Okay, I typed a big long question and it didn't show up.
Oh,
YouTube will do that sometimes. There's a limit on comments. So Love Texas, I would do a 1 and put half of it, and a 2 and put half of it, and we'll definitely get to that.
Okay. So Love Texas is talking about feeling unrest and irritability. Well, that's because it's Mercury retrograde in Aries. And what we find, or it's Mars retrograde in Aries. We have Mercury retrograde in...
that was my Aries impression.
Yes. But you also have, but because Mars is also pushing forward, you have Mercury retrograde that's also communicating, also trying to get you to move forward. That's then frustrating you and reminding you why you should be frustrated. And so as you're trying to go forward, you have all of the pressure that's pulling you backwards. And the idea is, because we are about to enter into Scorpio that likes to stir things up, you're trying to decide, what am I going to do? Do I want to go this path or not? Is it really going to, am I going to learn my lesson, or am I going to need to repeat this cycle again? And I don't want you to have to keep learning the lesson. Learn it now. So what is giving you unrest? Is it just I'm just feeling like this? Or are you just irritable because that guy keeps chewing on ice and you feel like, I'm just going to have to slap him because I can't take that sound anymore. And I've asked 14 times and he's still doing it. So the more you start to figure out, okay, is it me? Is it the cosmic energy? And when you are starting to really identify what that is, what you're going to find is, I'm able to release it. So if it's that guy giving you the lesson, okay, maybe I need to be a little more patient, then you can just say thank you. And you can work on, I can move, I can get out of ear range, I can take some actions to calm it down. You can put in, what I would love that always works is have a diffuser going. Put in mint or pine that cleans the energy, that clears the air. That's really, really good. You can do a little blend of mint and lavender if you're not allergic to it. If you enjoy that kind of thing, you could even light a calming candle. Take a moment just to step outside and release all of the stress, especially when you feel like you're sitting there and you're bouncing your leg and you just know, that's a sign.
Me.
Yeah. You're getting into it.
I've got a candle.
She does.
And that's my diffuser.
she's equipped. But if you can look at a tree, and honestly, Emily has gorgeous trees all around. So every time she looks out the window,
trees. But I needed that. I mean, I've never felt more settled. And we had an ocean view where we lived in California, and it was beautiful. But I've never felt more at peace than living in the trees out here in the country. It is just, it works for me. It works. I'll go visit the ocean.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll take a cruise.
So
eventually.
Love Texas, I hope you will go outside and just take in some breaths, doing some moon bathing, as well as, how we do sunbathing, but getting that vitamin D, the natural vitamin D. If you step outside tonight, there's still the meteor shower going on. Just being able to take a moment for you. I really feel part of this is, my feeling is, you're not giving yourself a lot of downtime. I feel like you're going, and your body's starting to retaliate. It just feels like you've been serving everybody else, and it feels like you just haven't had I feel like you've had some ideas, like I would like to do this, or I'd like to try this, and I don't feel like you've been doing it. And so I feel like there's this inner battle going on as well. And I feel like you're eating on the fly. It just doesn't feel as almost structured as you need it to be. Like your goddess personality does need it to go a certain way, and it's been so far out of your control. So then it's also asking angels to help bring back the control, help bring back the peace, help bring back that sense of calm. And it might be just a couple minutes in the morning with your cup of tea or coffee, and just sit and take a couple minutes to honestly do nothing. And I feel like you are balking at that, like, no, I can't do that. I have to be making the most use of this time. And I do feel you do that. I do feel like you multitask everything. And so if you would just take that moment, it will be delicious, and you will feel spoiled, and you'll be recharged and revived.
Stillness is literally one of the hardest things.
It is.
It's so
and it's
hard.
the most healing.
It's hard. But that for me, that was a big change when I left the district attorney's office, is being okay with quiet time, which sounds weird. But then I started traveling by myself for the entrepreneurial work, and found myself never turning the TV on in the hotel, like taking that real, actual quiet time. And COVID's been hard with that, especially with distance learning with kids and stuff, to get any quiet time. And I've regained my 16-year-old love of going for a drive, like literally windows down. Well, in the evening, because I'm scared of bugs in Tennessee, but windows down, Dave Matthews Band, because I'm a 90s bitch at heart, and just taking that meditative drive. Even though it's music, it feels like quiet time to me, because there's times I just need to get out. And driving in traffic is not quiet time. Driving by yourself with no destination and just taking a little COVID, man, it's been tough to get that quiet time. So I love that. I know you've got way more stuff in here, so let's jump back in here. Rachel was sharing more. The day he died, he said he would send me butterflies. The day of his funeral, a butterfly landed on my knee. That's beautiful. And sends me not real butterflies in winter, like on fabric.
Perfect. I love this.
Saying, Rachel, I love this.
And thank you for sharing that, because by you sharing, then that also opens the door for other people to realize, wait a minute, I never thought of that. That just never dawned on me. Thank you. So thank you,
Which is
Rachel.
why this conversation is so powerful, because I think we can get in our own way and really overthink what the little things are, because we don't know what to expect. And especially newer in our journey, we don't know what to expect. And sometimes it feels weird to ask, like, hey, what do you experience? And then you have someone like Trish, and Trish is like, dude, it's open book. Ask me anything. It's totally fine. I'm here. And I'm like, and finding that. And like, even if you stumbled across this live video or stumbled across this on a replay, that's your access to, now there's someone I can access and ask these questions to. And I love that about you being live. It's just that touch point of, are these little things signs? Because it makes you feel so much better when somebody else is like, yes, boo. Yes. Don't shut that down. Lean into it. It's so great.
And just like numbers, we hear about it, but then you think, well, he's already seen that same number. It's okay. It's okay. He even asked about the numbers. That's all right. But if you're seeing a number over and over, that is a sign. That is a sign. And
11 makes me happy every day.
Every time.
Every single time it makes me happy. And even 10, 20, 20, 20, it makes me so happy. It's like when the numbers all line up, or like when I used to get gas back in the day before I had an electric car, when the numbers would line up perfectly, I'd be like,
I know.
And
you can celebrate it.
It makes me happy.
I like those little things. I like that.
I like that too. So we've got some more questions. Love Texas says, I talk to my parents in my head quite often. Can you tell me what my parents or angel are trying to tell me to do? I think we covered that with the stillness.
I do feel like your parents are lecturing you to, first of all, you matter. Second of all, you got to take this time. You're overdoing it. I feel like they're worried about your health, because what I hear your mom, it feels like your mom though, is saying she goes. It's definitely a female energy. And I feel like you are also at the right place at the right time, and trust the messages that you're being given. And I feel like you get in your head. So you initially trust it, and then you get in your head. Remember, intuition is heart-based. Ego is here, and ego is going to help save you. So will your intuition, actually. That's why they're teaching it in the armed services. And that's around the world, by the way, not just here. So, but trust your heart. And if you feel like, I think they're saying this, you're right. They are, but don't out overthink it then. Like, well, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just say this? Don't beat yourself up like that. Just be very, very open. And I feel if you want more clarification on what is that message, that's where the automatic journaling and writing comes in. And there is a video on that as well. And that's something I do often. And that has been so cathartic. And
I didn't even know that was a thing until you shared that with me. So that's on
so
YouTube
good.
too. Automatic journaling.
Please do that. Please. Because that way your parents really can flow through. Your angels really can come right through. And you just have this thought. Fairies can come through. How cool is that?
It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Thank you, though.
Donna, you're right. It's so cool.
Yes.
God is great. Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you. I started getting curious, and then you added me to an angels group, and then I found Jazzy Vanover, and then she connected me with Trish. I love how the universe works. I love that synchronicity too.
I do too. Yes. Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Oh, that's so neat. Our decades, yes.
Yes. And Anna's pointing out synchronicities, yes, because I was yammering and we got behind on questions.
Oh my gosh.
Same here. Do many things happen, and I trust the message. I love
that's wonderful.
You've got to. Oh my God, I always get deja vu. I even had dreams of the future. My grandma was very intuitive, which is where I think I learned that to always trust my gut.
Yes. And I really believe we choose our parents. I really do believe.
Griffin told me that.
We choose that.
Griffin told me that.
Well, he's right.
My little one was like,
he's right.
I chose you.
And he is right.
I chose you. And he goes, I don't know why I chose Dad. And my husband's like, come on, buddy. He's like, I was told I had to pick brother. And I'm like, Griffin, you're savage. He was like, I was told I had to pick brother. I'm like, the two of them need each other. But he's like, I picked you. He's always so proud of himself. He's like, I picked you for this. I picked you for this one.
I love this.
He tells us about his last time parents.
Yes.
And we get lots of conversations about the last time parents. I mean, we've kind of hold it all, but we get lots of conversations about the last time parents and the this time parents. Yep.
I love that. How cool is that to have that conversation? And how cool of your grandma to talk so openly. That's how I was raised too, in a very open household of intuition, trust your intuition, having psychics, and that's your gift. That's your sixth sense, and talking to angels, of course. So,
I mean, I think life can feel, and we've not to tangent off, but the lawyer side of me, we've gotten very secular in America, which is totally fine. But when we lose all of the spiritual, even if it's not a formal, church-based spirituality, we lose that comfort and connection that we so need, because life on earth can feel overwhelming and lonely. But when you have that connection, you're like, it's cool. We're here for this turn. And then we're with our people. And there's so much comfort in that. And so I know people find that at church, but finding that in different types of connected spirituality is so powerful. And it makes me sad that I've seen a lot of that get A, maligned, and B, it's not always acceptable in like polite conversation anymore to talk about faith and church and spirituality. And that's wild to me.
That is really strange to me.
But also, I just moved out of Los Angeles, so
things might be different here.
I mean, people do say God bless you at the grocery store here, and it's beautiful. It's like there's a whole different, the South has a whole different warmth. Where everybody in LA is like, I'm tough and I'm super cool. It's just a very different vibe.
Freedom
but
here.
Anyway, thoughts.
Yeah.
Oh,
perfect. Yes.
Yep. Yes. I got this for the other day. I was in my Reiki 1 class. I'm learning Reiki. And something happened when another woman was sharing an experience. I got completely lightheaded, and then got like a very clear sentence of like, no, it's this. And I was like, you said this, I'm hearing this, but got completely lightheaded about it, which I would have discounted if you and I had not had a conversation the other day about something. And you're like, that actually made me feel a little lightheaded. And I'm learning that as people talk to me with really like touch point resonant messages, that I'm starting to get lightheaded with like, no, that's the thing.
And it's not like you're lightheaded, you're going to pass out, or it's
different.
Nothing to be afraid of. So just like Ella is talking about her tingling sensation in her arm, that is such a real sign. That is an intuitive sign. Absolutely. And sometimes if you're getting that like in a crowded area, put that protection up. So your angels are giving you a notice. Hey, we want to make sure you're putting your boundaries. We want to make sure you're safe.
I love
and
that
clear.
it's like a little like, remember, remember.
Yes. And you can't deny it, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's right there. And your hair standing up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an
Feels quite urgent. Other
Yes.
times it just feels magical.
Yes.
I've been trying to work out for years what it is. Do you have any ideas? It's definitely not a medical thing. And I have no clue. Well,
yeah. And, sometimes you're getting a message. I feel like you're very intuitive. I feel like you are picking up a message. Just like Emily was talking about, she was hearing a different thing, even though that girl was sharing. Well, you could be walking down and just in their bubble. If you think about your arm stretch is like this, and that's your bubble. And you're sending out that energy. So poor Emily is feeling like, because I'm not contained. And normally I will pull my energy in as close as I can because I don't want to intrude on someone. I don't want to leak over them and them feeling like, what is that? I'm by. So I can't help it. I want to be open. I feel like you're probably open and you are, and they definitely are open because they don't know to pull their energy in. So you're suddenly feeling like, oh gosh, they got into an argument. Oh gosh, there was, it's not just like someone's having a bad day.
or
Someone
just
feels
stress.
Yes.
I mean, we can feel other
Anxiety.
people's anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
I love the
And you're
tingly
picking that up.
reminder. Can
How
you,
nice.
when you get sensations like that, can you ask for clarification around that sensation? Like,
do.
Can you help? How do you ask for that? Like, how do you ask for clarity on like, what does this sensation mean?
I will actually ask angels, do I need to go talk to that person? So thank you for asking because Katie, my daughter Katie was at an honor band tryout and there was this girl at the vending machine and I kept hearing, you're not pregnant. You're not pregnant. And she's a teenager. And I thought, I really don't want to share that. I don't want to say that. I don't know her. We're in a vending machine.
Did you walk up and say
Of course I
it's
did.
gonna be okay?
I did. And I said, you're not pregnant. And then Katie's like,
Mom,
just listen to her. She's always right. So you can ask. I will share, and I'm better at, may I share something with you? And I will position it like that. And people will say yes, and they don't mean it.
Because you can feel their energy when they don't mean it, I bet.
Afterwards. So I start sharing, and then I feel like I've just put my foot in my mouth. Well, why did you say I could share if you didn't mean it?
They thought they meant it.
They didn't, though. So you can judge based on, you can ask for clarification. Do I need to say something to them? You can say, I don't know what this is. I don't want to deal with it right now. So go in peace. God bless you. And you're releasing it. You could also feel the sensation and say, you know what, God, I need a little bit more information here. I need to know, is it me? Is it them? Do I need to help save them? Or is this a bad situation? What's going on?
Yeah.
So what a great question. And thank you for always helping clarify because I feel like I yammer away.
I just love asking you I get to sit here and ask you questions. It's so much fun. This is why when we end up places together in public, we don't do the things we're supposed to do. And we just sit together for like hours and people walk up and they're like, do you have a minute? No, we don't.
No.
We don't have a minute. We have to walk like if we go to a conference together, like off venue to just go get a glass of wine. We're like, we can't, we don't want to talk to anyone else. We're just gonna go spend the time together.
Yes.
And
but this is super cool stuff. This is fun stuff. And what you'll find, you guys are going to get off and you're going to be like, I'm kind of energized. And you're going to be, because you are so divinely connected. Your angels are all like, woohoo, they guided you here. Even if you're a regular watcher, they guided you here tonight because you're open. You're ready to hear these messages. Even if it's one little tip that you're suddenly going to start implementing. Oh my God, it's life-changing. I am so excited for you.
Yep. Yeah. So Tara said, it's getting a lot easier to trust my intuition. I feel I have to work more on releasing expectations. Got upset about not being able to find my lost wedding rings when I know I'm going to find them.
Oh, so beautiful. Fairies probably hit them.
They're cheeky.
They are. And you're too serious. And you're being a little, typically when they do something like that to me, it's because they want to say, hey, stop. You're focusing on the wrong thing. Hey, bring it here. Donna lost her glasses I went over to her hotel and we were there. I don't know how long we were there, Donna, but yeah, she found them in her suitcase when she got home. But I'm telling you, we turned over that.
They weren't there.
No, they weren't.
Yeah.
They were not.
Yeah.
No, honest to God, because other people came in from the hotel to help find. They were not there. So Tara, yes, you are going to find your wedding rings, but I do feel that there's other stuff going on. And when you're trusting your intuition and you're saying, okay, I'm going to release. The one thing that has truly, truly helped me, because I know I used to be a control freak. I know that I was a professional worrier. I was a worry wart. But now I get to the point where I just think, if I truly believe everything happens for my good, it's all cool. It's all good. It's great. It's gravy. It's marvelous.
And that's even the hard shit.
Yeah.
Because my family we've been through, and I know your family too, you go through hard stuff, and then it takes that trust to be able to look back, a few weeks later, 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later, and go, oh, if that hadn't happened, then this wouldn't have happened, and then I wouldn't be here. Oh, yes. And normally for me, when it becomes really hard stuff, I can look back and see that there were things I didn't catch or that I was ignoring. And so the intervention got a little bit more aggressive because the message was going to happen. It was just how soon in the process I was willing to listen. I'm getting better at listening earlier in the process. But it really is. Sometimes it's like, we've been trying to tell you.
and it's faith. It's coming out on faith. But Tara, I feel like you also give yourself a hard time. I feel like you really do beat yourself up way more than you need to. And I also feel like as on releasing expectations, my feeling is, if you could engage with angels and say, hey, this is what I'd really like to have happen. Now, this is my desire. Now, it's this or something better. And so that way your expectation is met. Because if that didn't happen, that something better is coming. And that's what you can anticipate and already begin celebrating. It's good news. If that didn't work out, it's great news, because the something better is coming. And that's the thing, that when you really make that minor adjustment, it's a subtle, subtle shift, and you're going to find yourself feeling better, physically feeling better, and you're going to have more energy.
I love
be better.
I love that.
But thank you for sharing that.
Anna is sharing more about Jeff. Jeff didn't believe in God when we met, but he listened to me for 9 years. Our last movie we watched together was The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. I said to him, I want you saved so we can be in heaven together one day. He died the next week. I need to know he is in heaven.
Yes. Yes.
That's a choice.
Yes. Absolutely.
And your spirit can make that choice.
Yes. 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 There is a book. So Emily got me to create this Amazon shop. And so I'm just learning. So again, bear with me, but I'm working on adding different books that were very, so far it's like, oh, I love this book. These were like the standards on my shelf. And those were the ones that if I ever moved, like those were in the Trisha box, because those went with me. I couldn't lose them. So there is a book, and I heard him speak, Howard Storm, My Descent into Death. And he was an atheist. He was a professor in Northern Kentucky University and went to France with his class and had an appendicitis. The way the medical field is there, he was basically dying, waiting for the doctor, because the doctor had the weekend off. And so he's dying, and he starts getting these other beings of darkness coming up to him and pretty much starting to tease him. And it was just a weird situation. Long story short, he follows the negative voice and he goes to hell. And then he didn't know how to pray because he was an atheist. So the one thing he knew was, God bless America. And he said that, and the evil beings shrieked away. And then he said, God bless America. And again, and it continued. And he knew, just by saying the name Jesus, just by saying the name God loves me, Jesus loves me, that they continued to the point where all of a sudden, he said it was like a star was shining and falling down, like it was going to just blow up on him. And it hovered right above him, and he could feel only love and acceptance. And it was Jesus. And he held him and pulled him in his arms. And he said, and he answered every single question that he had. They paused in the middle of the star. He asked, can you tell me how is a star made? And he said, I will. You're not going to totally know all the words, but I'm going to explain it to you because I don't have any secrets from you. And took him to heaven. And then Howard came back to share his story. So I know that he's in heaven.
There is also a book I love that I found through I love YouTube. So another YouTuber, but her mother is a physician and she lost her brother to suicide. And her mother and the brother wrote a book together with the help of a medium after he passed. And it's called My Son and His Afterlife. And it is him sharing through the medium all of the things he learned as he transitioned and crossed over, and her learning through her own skepticism. She's like, I'm a woman of science. I need proof. I don't understand, but I also am a mom and I need to know my son's okay. And it is a book that helped me understand the process of afterlife a lot better.
I love that.
It's a really, really powerful, and like the mom and me
add
is
it
like,
to the shop.
We'll add it to the shop, but it's another
Howard's
YouTuber
book is on there
who shares.
I would love that.
Yeah, who shares her mom's journey with her brother taking his life and talking about the love on the other side and the healing and him now kind of working with other souls as they're transitioning over, and that he's like, he shares with his mom about finding his purpose in life in his death. And it like,
so if we had talked as little girls, if we had all gotten together and shared as little girls, I truly believe we made soul contracts as little girls that we were all going to meet up and connect now. So perfect timing. But had we, can you imagine already sharing, you know, we choose this life. We know this path. We know that we're here to change the world, share our light. All of us are connected. Can you imagine how much easier, and perhaps that person wouldn't commit suicide. Perhaps it would just take a different turn. Yeah. Perhaps we would be able to learn some lessons the easier.
Yeah, you might have been able to cross over to the other side without actually crossing over to the other side. Yes. You learn those gifts that you need versus having to.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. You learn the skills that you need.
Yes, Anna, I hope you do have that feeling in your heart and that knowingness in your heart that yes, that is absolutely the case.
You've made Anna cry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Anna.
No, don't apologize. Those are good tears.
Those
are
very cleansing
tears. Those feel like release tears.
Tears, like even anger tears. It's all tear. Remember, tears are water, and that's a very cleansing. Whenever we do a cleanse, when we do a detox bath, we do a detox shower. It's the water that's cleansing us, and the tears are the most cleansing.
Yep.
Cleansing. Yeah.
We are in Tennessee. We are sitting in Tennessee at the moment.
Donna is in Brentwood.
Oh, Donna, you're very close to where we are.
Yeah.
Becky says, I need stillness at least twice a day, and I diffuse in my office every day.
Nice.
Me too. Sometimes I diffuse in my bedroom. Me too. And I've been listening to a lot of peace meditations on YouTube.
Nice.
Trish has a whole bunch of meditations here on YouTube.
Thank you.
For all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
Yes. They're great. And I just like listening to you.
Thank you.
I love this. My dad's the butterfly guy. My younger sister, Debbie, points him out all the time.
Oh,
that's so special.
I love that.
Every day I see numbers. Today there was a new repeat, 7474. That's very fun.
Love that.
I love seeing numbers. They just make me kind of giddy.
So Catherine, do you know does that resonate with you? Does that feel something to you? I feel like it's telling you that angels are helping you wrap things up. Angels are helping you continue on your journey. And then it's a continual path. I feel like you're making progress, and I feel like they're encouraging you like, hey, we're helping this. So make sure you're asking and engaging with your angels, because they want to be a part of this. And I feel like they're a part of it, whether you want them to be or not, though, honestly. But yeah, that's exciting. Those are really, really good numbers. I feel it feels like some coming to fruition. It feels like it's I actually get a little dizzy on it. So it feels like there's momentum going and there's movement as in success. Like I just keep hearing money around it. So kudos to you.
Yay! I feel like I'm the only one winding down.
Oh, cheers. Cheers. I know I've been talking.
Yeah. Drink some wine so I can read some comments. Becky, thank you for the reminders about the signs. I try to pay attention as much as possible. I love that. And with your stillness, I bet you will see them. And I've asked for those things in stillness because I get busy and I don't love to meditate, but now I look at it as practice. It's stillness. So I have a much more two-way street with it and a much more engaged, like I would love to see my chakra colors. That's what I've been working on. And it's amazing that it happens.
So hold on, because I want to hear a little bit more about when you're doing that. Tell me, so you've just asked, I would like to see my chakra colors. Do you say chakra or chakra?
I say chakra.
I like chakra better. I know some
Is it
people
probably
say,
chakra? I don't know.
I was doing it that way and I just don't like it. It just doesn't flow as well. And I like chakra. And there is in California, there's a place called Chakra Shack, and I liked it a lot. And I went in there for a reading and ended up giving the reader a reading.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
It rolls off the tongue a little easier for me.
It does. So tell me the process and where do you see the colors?
I normally get them right center, depending on what I'm asking for. And I generally ask for guidance on where I need to work. So I've been getting a lot of like light purple and green. So I've been getting a lot of like open the heart, open the third eye. Sometimes I get red and orange, but then I pull these cards afterwards. Where are they? I pull these afterwards to get clarifications.
Ooh.
And these are it's my chakra healing deck.
Oh, nice.
I shit you not. It is always the same color I've been seeing every single time I pull after I meditate. So I'll meditate on that.
Can I add that to my shop?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
where's the thing I need to work on? And I will pull a card and it will be the same color that I've been seeing. So I see them right center. Sometimes I see them like crashing like waves. Sometimes they bubble through, but yeah.
So in the morning, I know you're going to be sick of me telling you this, but I don't know which video it is. It's a meditation on YouTube, but I literally am sitting there and I see like a hula hoop and it's circling me and I see each color of my chakras so that as I'm observing them and my eyes are closed, but I imagine this hula hoop circling and I notice, is the color getting off at all? Is it staying consistent? Is it looking like there's any cloudiness? And so just like when you look at the rings on, the belts on Jupiter, Saturn, who is it?
Saturn.
It's Saturn.
The rings.
The rings.
Yeah,
the rings on Saturn. So anyway, but you know how it looks like there's a little cloudiness or something? So that's what I see. Like if I have some gunk that's kind of, I've taken on someone else's gunk, or maybe it's really from what I've been doing, watching, seeing, reading, thinking, then I'll see that muddiness or that cloudiness, fuzziness. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I filter it. It's like, okay, it's time to clean that. And so then I do the next step. But I was curious where you saw your colors.
I will see them like kind of front and center.
Okay.
And then I will see them either very brightly or interplaying with darkness. And when they're interplaying more dark, then I'm like, oh, that's where I need to work. Versus when I see them very brightly and pull a card, it's like, oh, this is a reminder that we are doing the right thing. So I ask for help to learn because I am very much still learning.
I think we're always very much still learning.
Right? I don't think we're ever done.
No.
I don't think we're ever done.
Yes.
You guys have come with us. We've been talking for so long. Drink more wine.
Cheers.
Rachel, since truth is coming out now, my daughter will learn the truth and come back to me.
Well, my feeling is not for a while. I feel like she's determined to be a stinker at the moment. That's my feeling.
So
the thing that you can do
is what you just said.
And I know how that feels. I know when it happens and you're like, why? Or this makes no sense. So it doesn't behoove you to continue to visualize her away from you. It does benefit you to fantasize about her coming back. So my one daughter was gone, she was married in a way, and I just felt like we weren't close. I missed her. And as part of my vision board, I actually put I had a button of her as a little girl and I put it on there. And that's why I said, well, it's my fault about COVID because it brought her home. And oh my God, the time I got to have with her and seeing my little girl again, and it was magical. So I do know that we don't have to have COVID to have that connection, but God will work it out so that she does come. But it is a point of making your desire known to the universe. Like you're saying, angels, Please bring her home. You are visualizing a healthy relationship with her. And then something else that you can do is send angels over to talk to her angels. So it's like they're going to meet on behalf. It's like mediators, right? Is that the word, the technical? So it's like legal jargon. So I'm sure Emily would have people signing NDAs or NDA, whatever, and all that good stuff. She would understand how to do that.
Yep.
I don't. So I just say, hey, angels, go talk to their angels and you work this out, because I feel like your daughter, when she learns the truth, it's going to be a really harsh lesson for her. And so we can help soften the blow by already visualizing a happily ever after with her coming back saying, I love you.
I love the action steps. And I always forget that you can
Thank
have
you.
like your angels and your highest selves go work it out, like taking it up to the manager.
Yes.
So that we don't have to necessarily do it. It's like, can you, like, I'm open with love. Can you go have the conversation? Let them know I'm open with love. So then maybe they'll be able to be open with love. And then we can all,
it's perfect.
Things I wish I had known earlier in my life.
So much easier.
Yep.
So much easier.
Yep. Kathy says, Trish has been, drink wine while I read.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm the bossy friend. Trish has been gently pushing me to pursue other paths, and I'm headed that way. Scary, but I'm trusting the ability to work positively toward those dreams. So I need that help. Give me those tips.
Kathy, I have been lecturing you for a couple years now. So I am so excited for you. I got an email today with Lynn actually announcing the sale and celebrations. So congratulations, and that you have new Campbell talent. I believe that's going to be in Louisville still. And you're going to be a casting director and doing videos on helping actors and actresses. So congratulations.
Kathy's
Great for
casting
you.
stuff. Kathy, you should cast us and stuff.
Oh, totally.
I feel like we're fabulous.
We are.
We're pretty funny.
We are very funny. Very funny. I think she should get us on. I want to be on Gaia. I want to be on the Gaia channel. I am putting that out to the universe. I want to be.
Why don't you just have your own media network?
I would love that. I would love that. So, Kathy.
Sorry, Kathy. We totally hijacked your question.
So, Kathy, here's the thing with when you are manifesting, we're in, first of all, perfect timing, and you're in this stirring pot. And it's just like you're ready to make this goulash. And you're thinking, would I like to add a little of this? Would I like to add a little of that? But it's knowing I want to make a hearty meal, or I want to make a light dessert. I want to make a fun, take it on the go kind of thing. So once you have that decision, and I feel like you do, then you're going to already start saying, okay, I want to add some energy into this. And when you're adding energy into it, it's really important that you do journal every morning, because when you're journaling every morning, you're having a set date with your angels, and your angels know to come talk to you at that time because you've made a commitment with them. You've set the date. So then you're able to say, what should I work on today? What goal should I be focusing on? Is there something that I should be doing in regards to promoting my business? Will you please manifest these extra clients for me, or whatever? But it's an ongoing conversation, an ongoing relationship with your angels, but you got to do it every morning, because they know, hey, if she's serious about this, she's going to show up. The second thing is, if you have pyrite, that feels really good. Pyrite and malachite feels really, really excellent around you. And amethyst. Those are the three crystals. Sorry. Those are the three crystals. Okay.
Can you say it again slower? Pyrite,
amethyst. And now I got citrine. That wasn't the other one I told you. Malachite. It was malachite.
It was.
So here's the thing. So when I drink, I have less filter on. And so then it's like, angels really come out.
Yeah. You've got to do extra work to process out the information you don't need at the moment.
Right. Cause they're just going to go. Blah, 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 blah. So that's why they're saying, oh yeah, and give her this. Oh yeah. And then have her doing that. And the really weird thing that I'm seeing around you is like using a Clorox wipe, and they're wiping down tables, like your desk. They're wiping down your desk. I don't know what that means, but that's the visual they just gave. So, woohoo. But
telling her to clean something up.
They are. So definitely do the journal writing. And so the tips for anyone that wants to, like, you're serious, you're feeling like you're making a life shift, you're making a life change, then please do the automatic journaling. And then would you also really please look at some crystals that resonate with you? I frequently would go to whatever works. I didn't care about the crystals. I didn't know. I just thought they were pretty. And then sweet Connie would say, oh, okay, well, what this means. And then she would
I
tell
was
me
just
about
drawn
it.
to that.
Yeah, I was just, and it was amazing how your soul knows exactly what you need for the time you're going through. So frankly, the best way to read a crystal is for you to hold it in your hand and trust your intuition on the message that you're getting, because that crystal has chosen you.
We did that in Sedona and let my 8-year-old pick what he wanted. And it was funny because we had a conversation not too long after, and you're like, I feel like you guys need smoky quartz. And I'm like, no, that's what Griffin picked up at the crystal shop.
That's so protective too. What a great stone.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It's fantastic. He has it hanging in it's a necklace, and sometimes he wears it, and sometimes he hangs it on his window, and sometimes he hangs it by his bed.
I love it.
So he picks where he needs it. It's very
That's
fun.
Wonderful.
I feel like
thank you, Kathy.
we need to have a Nashville get together here. Yeah. We've got lots of people.
We do. We should do a Nashville live.
We should. We should do a get together. Oh, I'm so glad.
Yay.
I love it. 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 Sometimes I get urgent feelings to just ask someone if they're okay.
Do it. Yes. Then do it. Don't delay. Don't.
I'm that girl.
That will be a regret.
And I didn't know what it was, but I would like pick up strays at bars, mostly young women, who were like in the bathroom. I'm like, I just need to give you a hug, honey. And then we'd end up hanging out all night, and there would be an entire life story. And they're like, I just feel like I can talk to you. I'm like, I'm calling you a cab. You need to not go home with the person that you came with.
Yes.
And I never attributed it to my intuition until later. But I've always had that protective kind of instinct when I would be like, do you just need to come over? Or, literally I don't bar anymore. Well, nobody bars anymore, but I don't bar anymore. But just like, do you need something? Whenever my kids are like, so-and-so asked if they could come over. And I'm like, right, our house is that energy too for people. Either that or it's because our PlayStation's really
it's pretty
fast.
fun.
I mean, our internet's pretty quick. I don't think it's the internet. I'm going to go with it's the energy.
I think it's the energy.
It might be both. But yes, it's okay to just, it's okay.
So if you get that sense of urgency, what's happened is, as an empath, you're already picking up, this is a message, I need to reach out to them. Then what happens is their angels are already communicating, hey, I've got someone on the run. It's going to be okay. So now they just have a sudden like, okay, I can hang on a couple more minutes. And then suddenly you send a text and like, oh my God, how did you know? How were you that tuned in? How are you thinking about me? Now, maybe you are that tuned in, but it could also be you're just that loving and open and allowing angels to say, okay, you need to make that connection. Make that connection. Please connect. It is always for the best. It really is. And then what happens is the more you start trusting that, then what happens, your angels are going to say, oh my God, you know what you need to do? You need to go over here. You need to invest in this. You need to meet this person. You need to, and all of a sudden you have money flowing in unexpectedly because you were at the right place at the right time. And then you have all this money, excess money that you can suddenly donate to charities like your favorite Pitbull awareness place or Pitbull rescue place. Or
she's like, and you have all this extra money and you can donate it to him. In my mind, I'm like Louis Vuitton. But I love that you're like charity.
That's true. That's true. Get the purse and then save the dogs.
Look, here's the thing. Yeah. COVID's been hard on everyone.
Right.
COVID's been hard on everyone. I tried. Thank you. So I put this in here, Trish. I think I spelled descent as in the legal term, not as in going down. Yeah, that's on me. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I typed it. That's we all get the point. Yeah. Becky, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Becky. Rock star. Woohoo.
Trish is a rock star. I think sometimes you have worked so long to pull your energy in that sometimes when you have the opportunity in these spaces to let it back out, that you're a little hesitant to just.
It is. It's very difficult. And being very technical, trying to go in that space.
Mhm.
Now I am old, and Catherine had commented about, knowing back in the day. So I would write DOS programs. I did that. So I could do that.
You can do that.
But I love being in that woo-woo space. And I love suddenly, just like you were talking about, suddenly feeling like I should connect with fairies. I should connect with that friend. I should reach out and do this. So Becky, I am going to tell you, and I'm not yelling at you, but your angels are.
I'm not yelling at you, but here it comes.
Yes. I really
Pour the
feel
wine, Becky.
You are so talented and so gifted. And I feel like you are really blocking your angels, because I feel like they're trying to get you to do some different kind of things other than the normal writing that you've been used to and you've been doing. And I feel like they are just shoving you out of your comfort zone, and you are fighting it. It's award-winning, actually. You're doing a superb job fighting it, but I feel like it's time to release it, because I feel like they want to bless you. I really feel like there is all of this grace and blessings and mercy that's just like showering down upon you. But I feel like you've been like, whoa, 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 whoa. And so one thing you could do just to open up to it, I would love for you to just kind of write down some of your fears, because I feel like it's really comfortable when we know how it's going to go. We know what to expect. We know it's going to happen, da, 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 da. And that's not the way angels are going to bring it to you. In fact, I see bunny rabbits, which means, first of all, that power animal is going to be working with you. Second of all, it's going to work around the animal or around the moon cycle. Next, it's also going to be not a straight shot. It's going to be hopping around. So it's going to be kind of sporadic. It's going to go like here and then here and then here. And then also, I feel like sometimes, did you know that rabbits roar? Did you know they will stand up and like, "Arr!" And that's what I feel like you've got to do. So I feel like there's a timing to things.
You're telling Becky to roar like a rabbit.
I am.
Okay.
I am. And I feel like it's a matter of just being a little bit more playful. And I feel like when you're opening up to that playfulness and that joy, because I feel like you're really you're giving a lot of yourself to your friends. And I feel like you got to giggle a lot more. And then I feel like it's going to shower, but be open to the change that angels are bringing for you.
Do you know what I heard when you were saying that?
What?
Pen name. Pen name. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is just
love that
over and over and over.
So you could totally explore. So basically, she could totally explore something. Oh, I told her, you know what? I really do believe you should write something naughty and do it under a pen name.
I just keep hearing pen name.
Yes, because then she's going to make tons of money. I know.
So I'm guessing Becky writes, but that's I just keep hearing pen name. So
I love it.
For what it's worth, hopefully that makes sense and might give some anonymity.
And that way she has her professional life, but she also is able to make buku bucks.
And I have a number of clients that have two very distinct businesses that we've set up entities for, so that it's very, very separate. Because I work with a number of people that work in the film industry and in the adult film industry and want to keep those two things very, very separate. And it's really not hard to set up the businesses to do that. Anyway, pen name is all that. Pen name is what kept coming up.
So are we allowed to find out her pen name later on, or is that
if she chooses to share it with you? Don't out the woman with her name. It's her name. That's not a helpful pen name. If she tells all of us on the YouTubes, people will find it.
Oh, don't share it right now.
No,
don't share it right now.
An Amazon shop is good too. Create one for your hats. Absolutely, Becky.
Yay. Yes, great one.
Donna loves your meditations. We need to catch up. We're way behind.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. I'm going to
And there's a little bug that's flying around. Sorry about that. Oh no, Pam broke her right wrist. Oh, hi Pam. So it's interesting when you're breaking your right wrist.
We've had enough wine that's hard to say.
It is. So what are you doing that you are hesitant on reaching out for your future? You're not certain about what you're grabbing hold of. It's a fear, a hesitancy, but it's a little bit of so much like an insecurity going forward. So what is it that you're desiring that you're feeling like, oh, I don't know that I'm really actually going to get it. So identify that so that you can say, wait a minute, I'm worth that. I deserve it.
Awesome.
Because you do.
Tara, thank you for the reminder to you get to drink while I talk. Thank you for the reminder to me about my precious precious post. I'm working on playing in my life. Play is key. I was at an intuitive retreat this past weekend and my hotel bill, my hotel room was 111. So cool. Also bought some stuff for the weekend at the $1 store. My bill came to $12.34. I love that.
Girl.
I saw all the numbers. I think that's such a powerful reminder.
It is.
I love numbers.
You've got the angels all over you.
The universe is a user-friendly place.
Yay! I love that.
That's so perfect.
Catherine's amazing. She is so amazing. Everyone should meet Catherine.
Catherine, that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
We need you to at Leah Edwards Hair, Nashville. I don't know what that is, but okay. I'm going to just go with yes. Sounds good. I'm in. I'm in for.
I like my girl at Zoe Grace. I think you should come up to Zoe Grace Salon in Northern Kentucky. I'm saying really you would love her.
How far is Northern Kentucky from here?
I don't know.
I
drive an hour, so 4.
4 hours.
Worth it.
Worth it. Donna, send it to me on Facebook. I haven't found someone new for hair yet, and I want to add purple.
I love purple.
I want to add purple.
So everyone knows the story. I wanted purple, and Jim said no.
Oh, well,
that's why I got extensions.
Oh no, I'm getting purple. I mean, I started tattooing myself significantly more after the age of 30. My husband's like, I guess we're doing this. I'm like, sure are.
Oh my gosh.
Rachel, thank you for sharing this.
I can understand.
Rachel, if it helps. So I worked as a deputy district attorney for over 10 years. And I have worked with a lot of victims, particularly in this realm. It takes a lot for people to heal and then to forgive what they perceive. And that doesn't, all you can do is be open. And she is going to have her own path of healing that has, and I don't want it to sound cold, but it has nothing to do with you. Mm-hmm. It has to do very much with the trauma she's been through. I saw criminal processes very hard. I also see that in that, for the victims I've worked with, you can't push because it will only push away, even if it's coming with love. So you can only be open to receive. 5 years, I know it feels long, and I can only imagine how long it feels, but 5 years is not that long, and just, it's not that long to heal. I would just give her space because victims of crime have a very hard time. They have to process their own part in it. They have to process everything surrounding it. And there are layers to that processing. And it does take time.
It does. But in the meantime, you really can send angels. And frankly, I would send angels over to her father as well. I would send angels to both, because the more you can spread the love, you can spread the forgiveness. And I know I say this word wrong, but it's that book about the
the Hawaiian word.
Yes.
This came up twice.
Where
today
is my friend Hope? Because she's normally is able to say it right.
Which is the Hawaiian word for like love and light. And
when you go through that process, it really does help you. So that's another book I got to put on my shop.
Put it on the shop. Thank you.
But baby, that
Rachel,
helps. That helps. But thank you. That is so intimate. And thank you for being so brave to share that. And you know what? We're all going to hold that space of a happily ever after, a happy reunion, and helping her, your daughter, have her heart healed as well. So that space is already created. It's a safe bubble, and that will also go on my prayer chain. So
because I feel like that's the earthly lesson that you're here to learn and your daughter's here to learn.
Oh, that's a good point.
But there's a longer, like the 5 years feels long in earthly time, but it's not in the scheme of things, because this is the work that she chose to come here to do.
And remember, she chose you as her parents. And we were talking about that earlier.
Yes, we were.
Remember, we were just talking about that. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, this is part of that
and
soul
she chose.
path.
How could she have chosen that? I know. But she did.
Well,
maybe the lesson was for him.
Don't we go through harder challenges the more ascendant we become? Like, we come back to earth with harder shit each time we ascend. Like, you see some of the people on earth that have lived very difficult and very meaningful and powerful lives.
Right.
They've picked hard paths for themselves to be an example of healing and love. but they've gone through hard shit. I'm just saying. I think some soul journeys. I think some soul journeys pick a difficult path.
I think we
for
then,
a reason.
yes. And I think then we're like, why did I do that? What was I thinking? And you're allowed to have that conversation. We should have like, you know how like they have an anonymous group. We should do that. Like for why did I pick this? Why did my soul?
Is this the shit that
Right?
I picked?
You put it exactly as I was thinking. What was I thinking?
I should have warned your audience that I curse. Megan said, I haven't tried to see my chakras, but that sounds really interesting.
Right?
I can usually do an internal scan and I visualize it going from toes all the way up. And I start feeling static fuzziness when the scan passes over something that isn't quite right.
And then Megan, what do you do with that? That's wonderful. But then do you take an action? So suddenly, you know, one thing that might be really helpful is if you notice an area that is a little fuzzy, write it down, journal that, because we want to make sure that you're watching it. We want to make sure that you're not going to feel like, oh, you know, why is this happening 2 weeks from now when you recognized it 2 weeks ago? So if you can already take some action steps, and if you are getting fuzziness, the first thing you can immediately do is do some smudging.
What,
get that
internal
shit right
smudging?
out of there. Well, I do that outside because you've got that smoke all going on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never even thought of that.
Yeah. Just
smudge that shit.
Exactly. I was thinking about that as a book title.
Dude!
I was. Smudge that shit.
Can you do that, please?
That's what I was going to submit.
Write it down.
I don't know. Would you buy it? I know. I have a call tomorrow. I really am thinking that's my title.
Yes, please. Because you see, I know that the people that you're here to help are those of us finding our way back to this journey. It's not the people who knew that this was their journey. It's those of us that have stuffed it down and tried to ignore our inner wisdom and are like, you know, our past selves are like, don't get burned at the stake again, please.
I know.
We're carrying ancestral trauma.
Yes.
And we are trying to find our way back. And you are such a light for that. And smudge that shit is so resonant to those of us who are like imperfectly woo-woo.
So my son was in that play he was Corey Stiles. What's that play? It begins with a C. Oh, come on. It's about the witch trials. The Crucible. The
Crucible?
That's it.
Cheers.
I didn't know it even before I started drinking. So the Crucible. Thank you.
I got you.
I know, but you know, we do feel that. We do remember that. And so many were.
I don't say it lightly.
No. And it wasn't just that. It wasn't just then. Women have been persecuted because men wanted the property.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no wonder you're hesitant about letting your light shine.
Yeah.
I know. And if you saw, I don't even know if I
This gets back to fight the patriarchy. Like all of this is like,
it's
y'all need Jesus, fight the patriarchy.
And,
like that's what all of this is coming back to.
Jesus came and we talked about this, Jesus was killed because he was all about the woman, and women are actually more important because they are the life givers and the light givers.
Yes.
Yeah. And they killed him. And you know that in your soul, in your DNA, in your cell DNA, you know it. Yeah.
Back to fighting the patriarchy. Look, the world's not going to heal with men. We've let them have a try.
No.
I'm just
saying.
You know
what? We would hug it out and I would share that friendship bread.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder how much the Industrial Revolution, and sorry, I'm a nerd, you guys, but when we industrialized and pulled women out of the community, how much it kind of upset that generational learning of kind of our heritage and our ancestral wisdom.
Yeah.
And I think you see, you know, the native communities fighting to maintain that, but other communities don't fight to maintain that. And
not
we
at
are
all.
losing those. You used to get like, you know, the Germantown and the Irish enclave, and but we are so spread out and separated by technology that we don't even have our ancestral enclaves anymore. So we're just going to build that shit on YouTube.
We are building it.
We are. Maricela, oh my God, thanks so much. I have a lot of questions.
Yay!
Well, Trisha's here every Wednesday.
Yay!
Every
Yes.
Wednesday. And, you know, we can do this remotely from StreamYard every
We
now
should
and then.
totally
We
do
should
this
totally
again.
do this again.
Yes, this is fun.
We can
Thank you.
StreamYard this together,
Yes,
even if we're not
yes.
sitting in the same
Oh,
place.
yay, Ella. Yay. Thank
you so much. We've been talking for almost 2 hours.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Don't
sorry.
stop apologizing.
Well, I mean,
They
it's
love
9
you.
o'clock. It's 10, almost 10.
They would leave if they weren't here. They're just going to be watching Get Organized with the Home Edit on Netflix. It's
I know.
totally
I love
fine.
that one. I do love that. I
I have rainbow
you know
books. Do you see my rainbow books?
what? I do.
They're rainbow.
I do. They would be very proud of you.
I hope so.
Have you watched the Home Edit?
They do everything
I want
in rainbow.
them. I want them to come design my closet because I don't have a closet yet.
I mean, I bet they would. They're in Nashville too.
We need
They're a
to go see 'em.
Nashville-based business. They're a
We need to go see
Nashville-based
them.
women-owned business.
Mhm.
But you know what's funny in that show when they talk about
I
how
thought they were in
rainbow?
California.
No, they just go out there to film because that's where Netflix
Okay.
is film crews. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And that's where Khloe Kardashian is, and she's kind of what put them
Okay.
on the map with
Yeah.
her freaking cookie jars.
She loves them,
Yes.
but I do too. I'm just. Not
I do
Chloe.
too.
I know. I'm just not Chloe yet.
It's okay.
Chloe loves me too. She just doesn't know it yet.
She would if she knew you. She would. She's the woo. She would if she
She
knew you.
would.
She would
She would.
definitely love you.
Chloe, I would love you too. So
don't
I
know
should
if-
have her
Oh
on.
my gosh. Yes.
I know. You should join too. At least, yeah. You'll keep me focused.
True.
I love it. ADD.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is it ADD? Or is it just that our other powers want to speak
It's our
to
other
us and we
powers.
get distracted?
We're
I feel
goddess
like
of
that's what-
optimism.
I feel like
Mhm.
that's what it is.
It is. It is.
But the Home Edit talks about putting everything in rainbow order because it feels good.
Are they right or are they right?
It's
Mhm.
our chakra order, people.
I know.
I know.
It's
but I don't think
magical.
everybody
You know
connects
what?
the two.
And the universe has been
That's
trying to
universal
tell us
wisdom.
all this time.
Yep.
I know.
Yep.
I'm so old that when many of you
You're like your mama's so old joke. Your mama's so old she had AOL. Your mama's so old she used to dial a phone this way.
Hey, I did.
I did too. You're not that much older than I am.
I did. I love that.
I did too. You can hear it go.
I celebrated Beltane at school. Like that was a thing. We celebrated. That's how old.
Your mama's so old.
Yeah. Oh, Kathy
You're
said thanks.
welcome.
Good
I'm trying to get to
recommendations.
everybody
Yay.
in Nashville needs
Yeah.
you too. I mean, we're here all
Well,
we're here all
you
night.
got Emily. You got Emily all the time. See, this is why you need to move down here.
Yes.
I know. I do. Oh, I
You
know.
have deep connections here. We're
I
here.
do. I do.
And then
I
you're
do.
gonna have a farm here. We're gonna do retreats with horses. It's gonna be great.
I love
Okay.
that. Okay.
COVID has given me the opportunity to have time for myself. I think
Nice. I love that attitude.
sometimes it's uncomfortable to talk about the good stuff from COVID because
Oh,
it's
I love
been
COVID.
hard,
I love
but
it.
There is a lot of good stuff.
Oh my God. Kelsey and Phil came home.
Yeah.
I seriously, at that.
I mean,
oh
we
my God,
closed a
it was-
business that we didn't need. Well, that was energetically and financially draining. We sold a house in California and moved to Tennessee.
I know.
It was just
Yay.
like my kids are thriving. My 12-year-old
Yep.
is so big. He's so big.
know.
He's
Yes.
he's thrived
Yes.
like inside out.
Yes.
Same with my little one. Also, California was like, oh, we have the best schools. The special ed teachers here and the support for my 8-year-old.
Isn't it? Oh, so incredible.
It's incredible. It's been incredible. So COVID has been great.
Actually, a lot of studies were showing that with COVID, children's anxiety was going on it was declining. It was going down. They were feeling more comfortable. They weren't encountering bullying.
Yeah. And the expectations were eased up a little bit
Yes.
because everybody's like,
Yes.
I can only do so much.
Right.
And you know what
Yes,
else?
Yes.
All
yes.
the overscheduled stopped.
I know. How
All
nice
of the
was that?
overscheduled stopped.
Everyone
All
could
of the-
breathe again.
All of the
Suzanne,
lessons
thank
and
you.
the sports and the
Yeah.
this and the this,
Yeah.
all of the overscheduled stopped. We're
That's
not picking
nice.
a lot of that back up.
No.
We're opting out.
Yes.
Megan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm glad you were here. Thank you.
Can we manifest someone who doesn't know us?
Absolutely.
Look, the thing is, I
Yes.
needed Trish in my life. I didn't know that's what I needed. And we were both at an event by ourselves and just struck up a conversation.
Literally. It was
I don't even know
random.
what. We were just in the exact same place. It's like, oh, hey. And then we just started doing this.
I'm sure I was, yes. I think I was complaining like, I don't want to behave. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm over it. And Emily said, I know where the wine is. And I think
I'm also that friend.
Yes. Yes. And she's like, do you want to go look over here?
Yeah.
And we started talking. It was like, then, yes. So absolutely. And even if you don't know who your sweet Prince Charming is, if you wanted to manifest him, absolutely. Yes.
You can put out what the qualities are without putting it into a person.
Okay. So here's my,
the deep
totally
secret.
Works. It is a deep secret.
Get up on the microphone. Tell us the deep secret.
Okay.
Trisha's going to do it in her deep secret voice.
I am really, really serious about this.
Deep secret voice.
Totally works.
Deep secret voice.
Okay. I wish I could say your name right.
You can. Hear it. Just hear it.
Okay, I'm going to try to say it. Yosana, when you want to meet your happily ever after, you cut out a gingerbread guy. And so you can use like a regular piece of paper and draw it. And then on that gingerbread, you write out everything you want in him. All of his kindness and the way he just loves like kind of playing with your hair, or the way he tickles your back, or the way he kisses you goodnight, or the way he brings you coffee. All of those important details go on your gingerbread guy. And then you tape this gingerbread guy onto your bathroom mirror. And then every time you look in the mirror, you know that you are reflecting the woman he is seeking, and you are the reflection of him. It is a vice versa. We are pulling in each other's energy because the universe already knows who he is. Your soul already knows who he is. So baby, do your gingerbread guy. You'll be glad you did.
We just got into Trish After Dark.
Yeah.
That's for the
But it works. Yes.
Manifesting for the OnlyFans.
We mean business though. But seriously, that works. That works. That works.
I love that.
It works.
Before I met my husband, and we have been together over 22 years now,
Mhm.
the one thing I was seeking in a partner, because my husband is not any of the guys I ever dated at all, was that feeling of safety and security. That feeling
That's
that
very
I wasn't
important. Yeah.
unsteady in the relationship, that I wasn't unsure of where we were going. And that feeling of like, and from the moment we met, I was like, I feel so safe and secure with him. And I still do.
I like those words.
Mm-hmm. So for me, for my
Mhm.
past with my traumas, that feeling of safety, nothing makes me feel more loved than to feel safe. Like somebody's like, I got your back.
Mhm.
So
Very important.
Yep. I mean, there's other qualities I love as well, but that's that
But
feeling,
those are great.
that
Yeah.
feeling you can't get rid of. Okay. There are so many questions. This is why we need to get your channel monetized, so you can let people just super chat so we can get to all the questions. Okay. We're going to blow through because we are almost at 2 hours.
I'm sorry. I know I'm not supposed to say that.
Stop apologizing. Becky, I'm very excited for your job interview.
Yay!
Yay!
Sending great energy there.
They're hard to get. Finally got one. Unicorn is in figure 8 grid. Awesome. I get the most amazing energy right now. It's beautiful, trusting, and just feels so benevolent.
Yes. Yes, I agree. It is an angel or spirit. What?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Trish
You're
does
open.
know.
You're open. Hooray. Thank you, Donna.
I feel that favorite color for hair.
Oh, look how beautiful
we'll
baby
see
is.
it at some point.
Yes.
You know about the hair group. I mean, she is. I know someone in Nashville with purple hair. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Suzanne. Yes.
I love you guys
people.
with all the hair people.
Yes. Purple hair matters. Hair does. Yes.
Rachel, I loved that.
Yes.
I loved that.
Ooh,
soul contract.
Yes. The soul contract.
Perfect. Thank
Ho,
you.
Open, open.
Ho, open, no. I think so.
No,
I love you. I'm
you
sorry.
said 2 minutes. No.
I've been drinking wine
Okay.
and I'm dyslexic, and that's a lot of consonants. I'm trying, but I love that. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, this came up twice for me today.
That's a sign.
That is a sign.
That's a
Yeah,
sign.
dive into it. I love this.
Yay!
Trisha's gonna drink. Let's form the group. I love it.
Amen,
I love
Catherine.
it.
Amen. Yay!
Becky, we'll look into the pen name. I
Good.
do other things with my business while I'm looking for work. I
Nice,
love that.
nice.
This
Yeah.
is for Smudge That Shit. You've
Thank you.
done your market
Yes,
research.
yes.
Everybody's ready.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready.
Ah.
Everybody's ready. Everybody's ready.
Thank you.
This is
Thank you.
great tonight.
Thank you.
Zendo.
I love it. I love
mean,
it. Yes.
I pull cards for my
Yes.
clients now.
Yes. As you should.
I
think
do.
You should.
I also pull cards around what clients I'm going to take because I don't have time for
I think
nonsense.
that's important. I like his name, Zenjo. I like that.
Zenjo, thank you. I like it
Thank
too.
you.
I dig it.
We're glad you're here.
Over here
Thank
on the YouTube. Megan, I usually try to cleanse and clear the static fuzziness in the moment with light and running water if I have a source nearby. But I don't write them down normally and don't do
Okay.
well with keeping track of it.
Mm-hmm. You'll like it.
Yep.
You'll be glad you did.
I note things on my calendar in my planner too, because I like seeing it visually
So here's
when
the
I notice
thing.
things.
So
Tell
we're
me.
going to talk because I get.
We are talking.
We're
Are
talking.
you making a planner?
I made all those card. It was a freebie and asked me how many people downloaded the freebie that I made on keeping track of your cards.
You know why nobody downloaded it?
No,
Because it's supposed to be paid, Trish.
no one downloaded it.
Because it's supposed to be paid. It was not made to be free. So your angels are like, this isn't happening. We're not doing this for free. So charge for it and people will buy it.
So no one bought it.
I'm just saying.
No one downloaded it.
No one downloaded
No
it
one
because
downloaded it.
their angels were told by your angels, we're not doing this with
That's
her.
what happened.
We're trying to teach sister a lesson. Do not
Thank
let
you.
your people get this because we are trying to teach her to charge for her.
Well, I'm
shit.
going to talk to your angels too. So anyway, by writing down, drawing those cards,
Thanks.
I
Just a
literally probably I do keep track of my cards because
Yes.
it's an amazing time seeing, oh my God, look at this. And I will document finding the penny today, seeing almost wrecking, and then seeing Almaville and
Yep.
seeing the little, what is it called? The boutonniere? Is that what it's called?
Boutonniere.
Yeah.
So you can go back and
Yes.
track it.
Yes. And you feel so blessed. And on days when you're just saying, you know, I know someone was saying how they were feeling a little overwhelmed and we all have those days, but when you have that book to flip
Your book
through,
of blessings.
yes. And all of a sudden you're like, well,
I love that.
shit, I'm
I'm
pretty
blessed.
fabulous.
Mhm.
I'm blessed. Yes,
I
you
love
are
that.
blessed.
I love that.
Thank you. Yes.
Look, Trish.
Thank you.
Look,
I'm
Trish.
I'm-
Look, Trish.
Thank
Love it,
you.
love it, love it, love it,
Yay! I
love
think
it.
now-
Love it, love it, love it,
Yeah.
love it.
Yay, thank you.
Your son-in-law knows StreamYard. There you go.
I'm sure he does. Catherine, I never talked to him. I appreciate how busy he is, but this is, and he's amazing. This is really fun.
And you're ready.
This is really fun. Thank
we
you,
have
Catherine.
we have
Thank
more
you.
home edit fans. I wanted to get to what Ella had to say. We found out that someone was taking money from our home, which is such a shame.
Aw.
My mom being the person she has refused to believe that it was our lovely cleaner. These things definitely happen. Kept thinking it was her. My gut told me I
Oh.
felt mean because she was so lovely. Unfortunately, we found out it was her. She paid back the money and no legal action was taken.
How
Trust
do you feel
your
about that?
gut. I think that legal action isn't always the right thing for everything.
And this is coming from a lawyer.
It's not the right solution for everything.
True.
Some things it's the only solution. I
Okay.
really try. 90% of what I do is trying to work stuff out before any legal action is taken.
Okay.
I believe in putting
for you.
yourself in the best position to defend
Mhm.
and then making it work. Most of my clients start, if there is confrontation to be had,
Mhm.
with an evaluation of what their values is, what the legal thing is,
Okay.
and what needs to happen. Because if the value is, I don't want to pursue this past this point, then we at least know where the stop line is going in, because you get to choose that. And I always set us up for, we're choosing the outcome we would like, and we will work towards that. And then we'll go from there. But with legal, money is always a consideration. And sometimes it's not worth spending
Smart.
$150,000
Right.
in legal to fight over a $10,000 thing. Sometimes it's just not worth it. And then you have to just release the lesson that was learned. But It sounds like trusting
Yes.
your gut was the lesson.
That was the
learned.
lesson.
Mhm.
Yes. But how
Yeah.
do you do that when you know and someone else is saying, no, I don't want to believe it? So I was blessed because my mom totally trusted my intuition. If I said, I don't really have a good feeling, I don't want you going there tonight, she did not go.
I think that this might have been a good example to show that.
Yes, I do too. I do. How great.
Yep. Yay!
I
love that.
Yay. I know.
I love that you still have your AOL account. I love that. Look, I didn't have internet. I didn't have internet until I was in college, and it started with like CompuServe and dial-up, and then AOL blew the lid off of the thing.
I love it.
Oh, this is Ella's last part, but I still couldn't believe how right my gut was.
Yeah, I know.
Well, now maybe you will.
Yeah.
It's only 9 p.m. Well, yes, in the middle. Enjoying the slower pace of COVID.
I love it too. Yes.
Paul says, make sure you are precise with what
Oh,
you ask
I love
for.
it, Paul. Hi, Paul. Hi.
I think that's fair.
I do too.
I think that's fair.
The
It's
sex of the person. That is true.
It's fair. It's fair.
Very
to ask.
fair.
Yes, it's fair to ask.
Because what happens when you find the perfect someone and it's like, well, but
right, that's not my orientation. Right.
That is a struggle.
I think that the universe sees energy as energy and forgets sometimes what we do.
Yes.
In our
that's such
earthly
a good
forms.
point. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's like
Good
Genie
point.
in Aladdin when Genie's really cheeky and he's like,
yes,
you didn't ask the question right.
Yes.
I feel at least my guides are very cheeky. It's like you asked for a sign. It's like I asked for a gentle sign.
I think I am blessed with the best angels because they know she doesn't ask it right. We gotta, God love her, bless her heart.
Bless your heart.
I know my angels say
Your
that.
angels are like,
bless her heart. I'll drink to that. Bless her heart.
But you're not. But now you are. You said Wind Down Wednesday. I got very excited.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Can't wait to see what you guys have. A podcast. That's an interesting idea.
I think we totally should.
I think we totally should have a podcast.
Yes.
Because then we can both be on our mics with our crazy, sexy voices.
I think so.
It'd be very fun.
Yeah.
Manifestation.
Ella. Thank you, Ella.
Manifestation and shit. And I only say that because my podcast is Get Legit Law and Shit. And I talk about.
So it has to be.
I talk about law and shit in relation to pop culture, the news, and really pulling back the veil on understanding the laws that guide our lives. So this would be understanding the other laws that guide our lives.
I like that. The other laws that guide.
Laws that guide our lives.
Brilliant. Thank you, Ella. We owe Ella.
Manifestation
Ella,
and shit.
Yes.
Shout out,
podcast.
Ella.
I
Thank
like that.
you.
She likes that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have now been talking for 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you all for hanging with us.
Thank you for being here.
This is what I love about a live cast, though. This is the point. We're having a wonderful conversation. You had things you wanted to say about
Mercury Retrograde. We're not even on that page anymore. I'm just saying Ella liked the podcast. Okay, so
what are your top takeaways on that? And we'll stop answering questions.
Okay.
Mercury Retrograde.
At this point.
Look, for everyone who stayed to the end.
I know. I love you
shit.
guys. Okay, so here's the thing. So Mercury Retrograde. It really doesn't have to be an icky thing because we have that Scorpio energy, which means you're going to rise like a phoenix. It is totally able to rid yourself of all the nasty, icky, negative stuff that's holding you back. And you're like, it is a decision away, literally, to say, I'm over that. It literally is a decision.
I love that.
It really is. It's so easy. It is easier than you think because you think, oh, I'm tied to this person. I'm tied to that way. It's always been that way. Are you sure? And see, when you start doing that, that little bell should go off. Oh, wait. I'm in my head. And then you go back to your heart. It's like, you know what? I really can. I'm really fabulous. I've always wanted to pursue writing, or I've always wanted to pursue a career in voiceover or doing something acting wise, or just being an au pair. There is something on your heart that you know, and this is the time to suddenly like, you know what? I can do this. I do deserve this. So Mercury retrograde is a great time to say, I need to heal on this. So allow that to happen. Do the forgiveness so that you forgive yourself and all the others by tapping into your angels and totally pursue what is on your heart. Now, going with the thinning veil, connect with your angels because they are right here. It's just like they are like so up close and personal that that it is thinner and thinner, and it's like one curtain after another is being pulled back, and you are like right there. There is a dance of the 7 veils. So I did belly dancing years ago.
I love this.
It's very good for your sacral chakra. Anyway, and if you want to manifest money, you want to get your hips forming in the figure 8. Just start swaying. Like all of us should stand up right now and like just curve our hips in the figure 8. Guys too.
In the figure 8, not in like a twerk, not in like a.
I don't twerk. Not well. I
It's
look
a
like
different
I'm
way to
having.
manifest money.
No, right. That's very true. Now we're after dark. But yeah, I'm not good at that.
I'm that girl.
I'm an embarrassment at twerking. No one would.
No,
they would pay me to stop.
I have an L5S1 spinal fusion. Like I don't need to twerk either. I just like to joke about it.
Okay, we're not twerking, but we will do the figure 8, and we will. But opening up your hips, that'll open up the abundance and prosperity. So
Belly dancing, though.
It does.
Belly dancing.
So there is the 7 veils. In each dance, then you would remove one of the veils. And by the 7th one, you are very revealed. So that's the thing. That's how close you are to your spirit guides, to your loved ones, to your ancestors who've passed, to your angels. So use this time to connect with them. They're right there. But you got to trust your intuition.
So Mercury retrograde is going to give us a bump into the direction we need to be going in.
It's great.
And our
it's
guides
great.
are available to ask for guidance, is what I'm
Exactly.
hearing.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. Thank God Emily summed it up better for me. Thank you.
Well, I don't know the shit that you know. I'm good at summarizing stuff.
You're very good at summarizing.
So we're getting a bump off of Mercury retrograde, which is
ending, baby. Use it.
It's ending in November, right?
November 3rd.
Mercury retrograde ends on election day?
Yes, it does.
Y'all.
So, however.
And the FBI was coming out with something tonight about the election. This election, I keep telling people we're going to have so many lawsuits over this election because there's going to be technical difficulties on top of voting difficulties on top of everything else. But Mercury retrograde is also in play in this. It's just, there's a lot. The world needs your light. Mm-hmm. That's really what it sums up. And I'm very thankful that you shared your light with me tonight. So thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share my friend Emily. Thank you. Oh, people were moving their hips. I love it.
Yay!
I love it. Yay! So we're at the 2 hours. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you,
Megan. Thank you. We're gonna soak in the love. And then we're gonna say goodnight.
I want the love. Yes.
Love
Thank you.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
Radical acceptance.
I love that title. Can I write that down? Yeah. Okay. I'm writing that down too.
You're welcome to.
Brilliant.
Literally posted a phoenix on 10/10/20.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
She's already doing it. Yeah.
This is about your belly dancing, I believe. I love this. I stood up and did figure 8s.
Yay!
I
Go,
love
Catherine.
it. I
Go,
love
Catherine.
it.
Yay, Cindy! Yay!
Oh,
good. Yay!
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This is literally, this is just us hanging out the way we would hang out just with a camera.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what this is.
It's like being a fly on the wall.
You get to have a conversation. Yes. I appreciate you for having me in your space with your people.
Please check out her YouTube channel, especially if you're interested in any legal shit.
I mean, I make it fun. I'm just going to warn you, the last video I have, YouTube not only demonetized it, but also ranked it 18+.
I don't know what that even means.
They said it was inappropriate for most people. I was only talking about Jeffrey Toobin. And we'll talk about that another time. But if you want to know what's going on with Jeffrey Toobin on Zoom, I have a very rambunctious video about the news.
So I don't watch the news, and I have no idea who
you didn't
Jeffrey...
see that hashtag ZoomDick was trending? No, on Twitter.
I know Mercury retrograde.
He's the head legal analyst for CNN, and he was Toobin on a Zoom call with himself. on
I don't even
video.
know the meaning of anything she just said.
Well,
I'm gonna watch her video.
He pulled it out.
Well, he's not doing his hip thrust, is he? No.
I mean, he was thrusting something on Zoom.
No, but he wasn't doing
and
it
then
right.
got removed from the New Yorker and is taking a break from CNN for pleasuring himself, Trish, on Zoom. He was pleasuring himself on Zoom. He's 60 and he's the head legal analyst for CNN on a Zoom.
So
call
let
with
this
his
be a
coworkers.
reminder. I'm not sure what the reminder is, but let it serve as a
Leave
reminder.
it in your pants and just do your hip circles.
I like that. And the home edit. I know I want to bring them up, and they should do my closet.
We're
And
going to manifest the home edit.
And I'm manifesting Khloe Kardashian loving me too. We should bring her on. We'll bring her on our podcast.
Or we should just do a reading for her.
I would totally do a reading for her.
Just tag her in it.
We should totally
We'll
do
manifest
that.
love for Khloe.
That, yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for your
everyone.
patience
Thank
with tonight,
you,
too.
thank you,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
being here.
Thank you.
I love you guys. Thank you. Thanks for letting me share my friend.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
We should have a sign-off singing song.
I don't sing. Are you insane? Cheers. This is our cheers.
Cheers.
That's the sign.
That's kind of a song.
Mm-hmm.